Hi, folks. Sorry. I just started this, just a random thing. We're going to see what happens. Chille's doing some crazy stuff right now. Just came off of the live chat of Master Report, with Kate and all that. Dealing with some of her trolls, having a good time. And they were talking about some stuff that Chille's been doing where he kind of maybe got an auditor arrested, and now he's like, I'm also going to sue this auditor because they're lying to me. I don't know. I just felt like, hey, he's going live right now, and I wanted to address it. Now, you will hear some background noise. It's my air conditioner because it gets warm in this room, and I want it not warm in this room. So you'll hear a little background noise, specifically when I'm talking. It will pick it up. But, yeah, we're going to watch the live. We're going to watch, there's probably going to be a lot of pausing and laughing at him. He's doing stuff right now. Let me just refresh it. There it is. And we'll just hang out, have a good time. Let me explain what happened, kind of. Do I really want to? He went and helped an auditor. He backed up an auditor. I believe he gave some bad advice. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I've just sort of been reading what other people have been saying about it, so it may not be accurate. I'm trying to say this very quickly because we got to get into this. It's live. Revealing Chille's stuff live. So the auditor got detained, issued a ticket, I think, and then released on his own recognizance. And then Chille was like, we got to raise money. Maybe, again, can't confirm this is accurate because I did not watch it myself. And then the person that he was assisting, which is like Metro something on, I don't remember. Said, well, I didn't get any of the money for that. And I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But Chille's unhappy about it. Because every time he tries to turn to somebody and be like, somebody who cares about me and who will support me, they always end up turning against him going, you're a lunatic. Like, I'm a lunatic. Not me, the person I'm pretending to be. I'm a lunatic, but you are another level. So there's that. Anyway, let's just get into it. Normal disclaimers don't apply. We're not doing the 10 minutes thing because we got to get into it right now. If there's too much interruptions, too much weirdness, it's fine. You don't have to watch this. Someone else, just watch his video. It's called Pathetic Denver Metro Audits. Oh, it's right there. This person. Pathetic, retract of, be added to the lawsuit. I think he meant or be added to the lawsuit. But let me pull that up so that we can watch it together. Hold that thought. I don't have any of this set up. So, yeah, that looks right. Bear with me. Just bear with me. Just 1 second. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. Just a tad. Just a nice little slow little something. Probably not going to do this for too long because I got things I need to do today. Why is everything broken? It's just how it be sometimes. No, it's fine. All right, let's just do it, I guess. Everything's broken.
After I said to is publicize what is going on.
Comedian crying. He's doing playing on his phone. He's reading the chat.
Limited time
while driving.
Everything that I do is publicized. Any moves I make, people publicize. So listen, I went to go back up Denver Metro audits yesterday. Went down there knowing that his relationships. I went down there anyway because when I got put in jail in Ironton, if it hadn't been for the good citizen there to get me out, I don't know how long I would have sat in that dungeon for.
Wait, what? Was he also arrested?
So listen, I went to go back up Denver Metro audits yesterday. Went down there knowing that his relationships. I went down there anyway because when I got put in jail in Ironton, if it hadn't been for the good citizen there to get me out, I don't know how long I would have sat in that dungeon for. So I went down there yesterday to help Denver Metro audits. Apparently,
looks like Retro Gladiator might have just been blocked. Sorry, Retro.
He wasn't saying the best things on his stream. I downloaded them for records. I sent him a cease and desist today, and I'll tell you.
It's such a terrible cease and desist, too. It's like, you're lying about things. Retract it or I'll sue. I mean, yeah, technically it's cease and desist. He's getting better at it. He's not just putting it on his community page and saying, that counts. He sent it in an email, so good for him. He's learning. It is absolute garbage, though. Master Report has all of that. It's kind of hilarious, but I digress.
Why I did it. He went on a live stream last night and said to people that I had tried to collect funds for him. False. He went on a live stream last night and said how
good to have you here.
How I was trying to raise money for him. It's false. It's not true. It's a lie.
I mean, we could fact check that right now if we wanted to. Now we'll keep watching.
It's a way to paint me in a negative light to affect my brand.
like you need help.
And my business. I raise money for lots of people. I help people. He went on his live stream last night and said Chille's trying to set up. I mean, I got sent all the clips. I had to, unfortunately, watch this last night after I'd gone down there to help him. And then, just to be clear, the reason why I didn't put myself in the lane of fire to be arrested was because I had been watching his audit. I went to the beginning and started watching. He said this was his thing. He's going to create case precedent. I didn't want to step on his toes. I'd already went there and put myself in it so that there was someone there with knowledge of the law. And then you had Dale from Lackluster chiming in saying, you don't have to get arrested, but he doesn't understand the difference between declaratory and punitive damages.
Chille, you don't even understand the difference between
these
this
people
and
who
that.
Haven't spent years and years studying, they say things, they chime in. But I did send a cease and desist to Denver Metro Audits and
years and years studying. That's Chille, the guy who spent years and years studying. No.
Hours to retract. Susie, you're on the wrong page. Go somewhere else. I did give him 24 hours to retract his statement. If he doesn't retract his statement, I will add him to the federal tort lawsuit.
Terrifying, because Chille has such a success rate with lawsuits. In fact, I think he's 0 for every lawsuit he's ever filed. So, terrifying.
That I'm filing. And I've actually sped up the date for that. I was working on some other things. I'm going to stop working on those things, and I'm going to work on my federal tort lawsuits because it's just ridiculous. When you go down to help a guy out.
Now, this is interesting. Chille was live streaming the audit with Denver Metro Audits, and it seems to be gone, which is odd because you'd think that if there was no evidence that he had been like, I'm getting money for a thing, you'd just keep it up. That's weird. I'm going to put this on. You know what? I'll keep looking. We'll keep watching. Don't worry about it.
And then he made a video later after I said to the people who subscribe to this channel, I said, do me a favor, go over to his Denver Metro Audits, look up his PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, and donate to him 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 bucks, whatever you can. I said that out loud. I never once said, send me any money for this guy. I never once said, send me a super chat. I never said anything
like that. That doesn't sound like you, Chille, because usually you do say that.
Desist today.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me retract that statement. I'm not saying you usually say that, but you usually have some sort of, you benefit from this stuff. Weird.
I'm already suing a couple people. I'm going to add him to the tort claim, and that's what I'm going to do. But Denver Metro Audits literally defamed me, lied about me, made things up about me. And then the really funny part was I had to sit and listen to all three of these live streams. That's what I've been doing, wasting my time. I have to sit.
Oh, then don't do it, stupid.
And listen to these live streams. And to listen to people who I went down to help, to listen to them badmouth me while I'm right there. It was just, it's fine, it's par for the life that I've chosen, that I was born to do. It is what it is, but I don't want to hide anything. I just want to put it directly out there, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's a lie, but okay.
And so it's just a low down dirty shame. What a shame. A guy who went down there, backed you up and said, I'll be here with you. If you go to jail, I'll make sure you.
Chille, didn't you say, like, yeah, go in there. They can't. That's not illegal. Like, don't pretend you're not involved more than you are.
Get out, and I won't leave till you're free. The way that you repay that person is by creating lies about them, saying they're trying to make money by collecting money for you. Pathetic. And you know, I wasn't gonna say anything.
He did change his glasses. Who just said that? Who did I see say that? Sorry, I'm watching his video. I'm listening to this one. I'm reading the chat. I missed it. Oh, someone said it. Beetle Jesse, yes. Huh.
But it seems as though if every time I try just to not say anything, the people involved will say anything they can to try to hurt me.
Chille, why is it that everyone you pair up with, who you think is on your side, is all of a sudden saying, wait a second, he's not on my side every single time? So either you're lying to us, or every person that you try to interact with is a bad person in the sense that, well, assuming that a bad person wants who lies, right? So either you're the common denominator or they are. Again, either you are the bad person or everyone that you choose to interact with happens to be a liar. What does that say? Either way, what does that say about you? I didn't admit it, you know? What does it say?
Or defame me or lie about me. I said it yesterday.
DMA
and I'll
is in
say it
Chille's
again.
chat.
If you want to support Denver Metro audits.
All right, I'm gonna stop trying to find it. Maybe we'll see if we can hunt it down in a second. But apparently DMA is in his chat. We're gonna keep an eye out for that.
Who did put himself out there and claimed openly in the beginning.
Oh, Greg B. saying Tina Slay, the OG original grifter, the original victim. Well, not even the original victim, but she was early on in his grift.
Of his live stream, this is what I'm doing, which is why I didn't put myself at that same level he was at. If you want to donate to that guy, you go to Denver Metro Audits and you donate to his PayPal, his Venmo, or his Cash App.
If you want to, go ahead. Also, for those of you who are being very generous right now, I'm sorry for not reading it. I will. You don't have to. I know there was just a big stream with Masshole, and a lot of you were very generous. I'm not trying to also me. No. This is just me having fun. You don't have to. I'm not going to be upset. I'm just saying, like, if you're just like, I want to sit this one out, zero problem. I mean, as always, but you know.
I never asked for anybody to donate any money to me.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Like, donate money so I can fix these problems. Buy my trifold so I can affect change. Blah, 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 blah. Donate so I have gas. Donate so I can file these lawsuits. Don't pretend you tell people not to, or you don't tell people to donate to you. That is a lie. Well done.
I never said I would be a conduit for him and raise money for him. I've never done any of.
Oh, maybe, okay, in that particular situation, maybe. I don't know. But in general, no, Chille asks for money all the time.
That. However, just to correct that pathetic frauditor.
You're looking in the mirror, Chille.
On your live stream yesterday.
That's a mirror.
If someone had sent me a donation and said, hey, please make sure this goes to Denver Metro Audits, I would have sent it to you just
#doubt.
like I did for every other person who has ever collected money through this portal. And that's what I do for people. I raise money. I'm extraordinarily good at it. I'm
You're not, but okay.
really good at raising money for private entities, for LLCs, for corporations. I'm very good at it.
I raise money for corporations. Yay! Every corporation that I'm aware of his involvement in has failed. So maybe you're actually not that good. I don't know.
And I know that about myself. So I've decided to use my skills for good. I posted a meme yesterday.
Despite being good at nothing.
About Thomas Hobbes, how people, the general functionality of people is to
Archangel for truth. He's an idiot. In Chille's chat. Just keep an eye on him. It's hilarious.
Seek power. That's the general functionality of human beings. And so I do seek power, and I am going for power for the greater.
I will have executive power in my lifetime. Chille, 2021. 2022? I don't know. Probably 2022. That's maybe not an exact quote from him, but yeah, Chille loves some power. Some have suggested power bottom, but that's not for me to say. Nothing wrong with it. Kudos to you, buddy.
Good. for the greater good. So, you know, that's what I'm attempting to do. I'm trying to help people using the skill sets that God gave me. So,
Launchpad saying, Chille, you're being rebroadcast right now on Team Skeptic. Hey, guys, go say hi to Team Skeptic. I'm not going to be on this long. He's probably going to do it better. I do want to see right now, since Team Skeptic is taking care of this as well, and Chille is just driving and repeating the same nonsense over and over and over, let's check to see if we can find evidence that he's like, I'll give him money, I'll raise money, I'll whatever with money. Oh, okay, no, sorry. You know how I said that his video is gone? It is not gone. I found it. It was just not showing up on my phone for reasons. Let's see what we can do with this.
So that you guys lawsuit.
Skibbity, 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 skibbity,
Can we throw that up there on the live stream? Is there personal information on there?
That helps.
What's the name of your company?
It's kind of better. You're looking for the video.
All Things Handyman here in
Live
Denver.
chat replay was
the
turned
name
off.
of this gentleman's company.
Interesting. And we skip around.
It will be somewhere. Guys, you don't understand. It won't be me or you who gets rid of torture cuffs. It won't be me or you.
All right. Ah! I've broken everything. It's fine. We'll find the other thing I just dropped. Oh, there it is. Which one, folks? This one or this one? 1 or 2? Put it in the chat. All right. I'm going to keep skipping around.
For you, you should have your trifold. Right, the street.
Oh, there's this dog
Charlie's
who's
right here.
still alive, shockingly.
Charlie's right here.
Shocking.
Or I don't like cops. I don't respect cops.
No, you don't say.
Parking lot. No. Go ahead.
Research.
That's all I'm doing.
This counts as research, folks.
That's all. Go say hello, Charlie. Yeah. Red, but that would be amazing.
Wait.
He's got that scruffy hair, you know?
Yeah.
There's something about amazing.
He's due for a grooming. Which, by the way, I'm looking
seeing
for
a
a
lot of
dog
ones.
groomer here in Denver. If anybody knows a dog groomer, that would be amazing.
I got it. My
Oh,
dog
okay,
groomer's
never mind.
amazing,
Just
bro.
dog groomer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're really easy to find. You just type in dog groomer on Google.
It's like $50. All right, man. K-Dot. I'll talk to you later. No.
I'm not worried about that. It'll... Bye, sweet tea. Load up.
Come on, Chille.
That could go create a good defense for himself. And all of my followers, all of my members, if you guys could go by and drop him $5. If everybody drops him $5, he'll have enough money to really create a good defense for himself and a good offense for himself. So let's do all those things. You know, let's do it all together. You know, and thank you guys for coming by. I do appreciate it. If you're new to me, this is what I do, and I'm not going to stop. And the people who are here, the people who have the wrenches, they are hardcore with me. We don't stop.
I bet you think
under
they
any
are.
circumstances, under any conditions, no matter how difficult it gets, we don't stop. We don't stop. Charlie, tell him we don't stop. Charlie, tell him. Tell him, Charlie.
Charlie's a dog, buddy.
Tell him, Charlie.
Charlie's not going to tell us
Charlie.
anything.
We don't stop.
Charlie's trying to get away. All right, so
Move forward.
I am seeing him say, hey, donate to his Cash App or his whatever. That's fine. So maybe there is some truth to that. I don't know what Metro Audit is claiming.
I don't have a phone. Never ending, man.
Well, there's people who don't understand.
But now we get to do research together.
Is that a calming?
I just want to call him out right now.
We'll keep you in the loop. We're going to be doing panels. I'll probably be
As we get older, we get uglier.
5 minutes.
There's nothing I can do about it. I get uglier every day.
He said it.
More than one to identify myself.
Skibbity, skip.
Guys,
For real though, if you want to watch Chille's current live stream, go to Team Skeptic. Apparently, Team Skeptic's doing it right now. I'm just trying to find information so I can laugh and laugh and laugh. I mean, either way, if Metro Audits is wrong, Denver Metro Audits is wrong, I'm not going to be upset. If Chille is wrong, I'm not going to be upset. Either way, I win.
I say
Okay, if you
I just figured I'm going to do this anyway. I might as well do it with you guys.
thanks, bro. When I'm going to edit this video and toss it up there, this is going to be my main thing I'm working on. I got to talk to my attorney for truth. Just look unorganized, and I
all right, well, let's wait.
And you guys can be better.
So there you have it. There you have it.
There you have it.
Yeah, I'm grifting for Denver Metro Audits 100%. If you could.
He said it. He said it.
Would allow me to grift for Denver Metro audits, go by his page, look up his Cash App, his PayPal, his Venmo. Make sure that you guys go by there and donate $5, $10, $15, $20, $25 to him as soon as you possibly can.
So here's what I think happened. I think the issue, and I'm gonna go check Denver Metro audits in just a moment. I think the issue is that Chille was profiting off of this, which is probably why he turned off the live chat replay, right? Yeah, right? So that people can't see how much money he was making off of this, because there may have been a legitimate claim, not that there would be necessarily damages from it for Denver Metro audits to do anything about, but if Chille filed this lawsuit against Denver Metro audits for defamation, Denver Metro audits can just turn around and subpoena from YouTube, because now there's an active case. There's court paperwork. Denver Metro audits now has the ability to subpoena the super chat information from Chille's video. Even if it's deleted, it's still going to be recorded by Google, who owns YouTube. So let's go check out what Denver Metro audits is saying about this situation. And thanks for joining me so just out of the blue on this one. Denver Metro audits community page. No. I don't know what Denver Metro audits is supposedly saying.
The aggressor. Okay, so these guys are just order followers. Okay, they just arrested a free American for recording.
For breaking the law. Trespass, buddy. It's a crime. Okay.
Now it's
so I don't know where he's allegedly saying this. I got zero idea. But I'm going to go over to Masshole's thing. We're doing this. This is the process, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see what that lawsuit alleges, or the cease and desist alleges from Masshole. Boop, 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 boop. Stand by.
On his face.
Research. All right. Once we find it, I'll read it and I'll get to the troop chats, because you guys deserve it. Oh, is this the old one? Oh no. Hold on. I'm on the wrong stream. That's my problem. Skip. All right. Oh, goodness. Oh, boy. I forgot how funny this was. It's so funny. All right. My name is... Okay, we're assuming this is actually from Chille. My name is Jose Chille de Castro. Wait, I need music. There we go. My name is Jose Chille de Castro. I am the journalist recognized as... Delete journalist recognized as. Oh, stop it. On August 2nd, 2022, I went to the Littleton, Colorado Social Security Administration. A popular activist who goes by Denver Metro Audits. DMA was auditing the federal building, working as an activist. Okay. Stress testing of First Amendment rights, the thing that Chille doesn't understand. DMA intentionally broke the SSA's building policy of not filming the lobby and was subsequently arrested. Fun music. Statement of fact. I had gone to the SSA building to back up Mr. DMA in his activism. Sure, there would be a legitimate person there to bail him out. Legitimate person, okay. Let's see. In case he was arrested, which he kind of was, sort of. He had stated previously on his live stream that he wanted to make case precedent and change policy for rule of law. I mean, yeah, that might do it. There are easier ways to do it, but sure. Since we aligned to this mission, I made the choice to drive over there to support him. Or maybe you drove over there because you had nowhere else to run to. Just speculation. Let's see, where was I in this? I did subject myself to arrest because Mr. DMA had stated in his live stream, I think he means live stream, different thing. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and so I'm doing it. In our world of activism, this was, and remains DMA's mission. He stated this clearly, and that this is his deal. I only went to back him up and make sure he could get out of jail. But, like, you didn't have to subject yourself to arrest for that, you dummy. You could have just stayed outside and waited. You could have just had a phone on just next to you that someone could have called. But you wanted to go there and make money off of it, didn't you? In fact, I believe that's what DMA is claiming, so let's keep going. Notice of pending litigation. Defamation pro se. Okay. Anyway. Defamation per... Okay, so is it pro se or per se, my guy? You gotta pick one. Defamation per se is defined as spoken or written language that exposes the plaintiff to public hatred, ridicule, contempt, or disgrace. Where do you think he copied and pasted that from? It can also be a statement that causes people to have such a negative opinion of the plaintiff that they refuse to associate with him or her. Chille, you've done that to yourself. You don't have a claim on that front, I assume. Not a lawyer, but neither are you. Anyway, there's an attached 4 live streams I have downloaded and put on the thumb drive. He does love his thumb drives. Are you sending that thumb drive via the mail? Or are you just going to use, like, Google Drive? Like, not a lunatic. I don't know. We have a bunch of something there. Yep. DMA's live stream rest, another auditor's live stream, my live stream, and then the defamation, which we have the link to. We'll get to that link in a second. Mr. DMA has represented that I have created a fundraiser for him, so it's either or. It's not a definite, so you don't have like concrete proof. I don't know. Or that I have attempted to collect funds on his behalf. This is patently false. This paints me in a negative light, and dozens of third parties have come to me with this defaming slander. But how many of them have been like, oh, Chille, I can't trust you specifically because of this now? I feel like probably none of them. Anyway. On all 3 live streams, you can hear me promoting Mr. DMA's pay apps and asking the people who subscribe to me and my activism to go to his page and donate to him directly. That's true. We did hear that a couple times. This is the opposite of how Mr. DMA represented me. Let's find out. You associate with people who engage in this sort of stuff. I don't know what you expect. Not that it makes it right. I just don't know what you expect. He's on the phone with DMA right now. Oh, folks. We gotta go listen. Oh, it's chaos
a guy
up
in
here.
Massachusetts. No. So, have a great night tonight. It's member. Get over. And you of acting like children, you know. Why did you make up things about me? Okay, cool. That's my okay. So, but let me ask you a question.
Stop talking over him,
Why
stupid.
Why did you portray that I was doing a fundraiser for you? Why did you do that? That's my insecurity? Actually, I have...
Stop talking over him. This is what he did to me. You want an answer? Let him answer it. But he doesn't want an answer because he knows he's wrong. Anyway.
But on video, I downloaded... Right, and then
that's a confirmation that he said he was going to start raising money for him. What do you want, Chille? You just destroyed your own case potentially.
My live stream through my people, I say my subscribers, please go over to DMA's YouTube, look up his
he's correcting
pay apps,
himself.
and please donate 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 bucks. So then
I was there.
Which way did I say I was going to collect funds for you?
Simply all I did was simply say on the panel that if you're going to donate, I just was clarifying that Chille is not doing a fundraiser for me and then donate to direct to my links. I didn't say that Chille is doing a fake fundraiser.
You
for
port.
me
Come on.
Come on.
I don't know your real name, Denver, but you.
What are you threatening him with a dox? You numpty? We know your real name. Why are you trying to scare him, Chille? I think it's because Chille knows he's wrong, so he's not trying to put the fear or something into this guy, like he always does, right? Like with me, he's like, I'm going to beat you up. I'm like, you can try, buddy, but one of us was in the military. One of us can't find a place to live. I feel like I got a little something up my sleeve.
Portrayed as though I was doing a fundraiser for you, that I was collecting money for you. That's the way you portrayed it. That's why I sent you a cease and desist. Listen, it's real simple. It's real simple, Denver. I'm not gonna have.
It is real simple, Chille. Shut up.
Have a talking over you argument. I listen to you talk. Now you can give me a turn, or I'll talk over you. Your choice. I just listen to you. Okay, it's real simple. If you don't retract your defamation by 4:20 p.m. tomorrow, I will
blaze it.
Add you to the federal tort lawsuit. And by the way. No, I will. And by the way, I've cleared my claim of other things I was doing, and I'm going to push forward with my federal defamation tort.
Why is it federal? It's not federal, you stupid idiot.
Lawsuits. Now, I'm a crazy narcissist? You are a fraud,
Denver.
dude. You are a total fraud.
Denver Metro Audit.
I went there to help you.
Like, I don't know you. I probably don't like you. I don't know. But Thank you.
And now somehow I'm a narcissist. Now, no, you're not being civil.
You've been a narcissist this whole time, buddy.
Listen, on your live stream yesterday, you talked shit about me. I'm a critic.
Hold on. Archangel Truth. I'm here to support Chille 100%. I will not change that because other people hate him. Yeah, Archangel won't change his opinion on anything because he doesn't understand how facts work.
Crazy
Moving
lunatic.
on.
Everyone, no, not everyone in this community. You're so wrong. There's a small clique. There's a tiny clique of YouTubers who are not real activists who have banded together.
Remember, they're real activists until they realize that Chille is an absolute fraud, and then they're not real activists. Can't imagine why.
Defame me, and you're being added to them. So
is it because Chille's not the real activist?
It's your call. It's your call. Okay, sure.
Andrew M says, this is the fastest breakup in history. I like
really?
it.
Yeah.
Get him.
You don't retract your statements.
Don't actually get him.
I'll sue you. It's that simple. Okay? Okay, Denver. Take care of yourself, buddy.
Terrifying. Oh, God, that was gorgeous. All right. Let's keep watching. Okay. Super chat, because you guys are the best. I'm just trying to move really quickly so we can get to, because there's a lot of stuff happening at this exact moment. Some of you might have to slow this down to 50% to watch it later. I'm sorry. This is the speed I actually operate at. I gotta slow myself down. I'm not on any substances. Someone's gonna claim it. Nope. This is just the speed at which I always operate. So when I had to slow it down to be presentable to society, there's a lot going through the old brain out the mouth, and I have to sort it. I'm just going to explain it for 15 seconds. There's a lot happening all up in here, and because I generally have to communicate a lot slower than it goes through my brain, that's one of the reasons I get distracted, because there's still stuff going at that speed, and my mouth isn't keeping up, so it's just building up. That's how it works. I've explained it before, that my brain and my mouth work at two different speeds, but now they're basically going at the same time. It's great. I love it. Moving on. What was I doing? I've already forgot. You know what? I haven't. We're going to check out some of the super chats because you guys are the best. And Jag, thanks so much. We were talking earlier. How's it going, Jag? Thank you so much. Says 2 lives in one night, and Chille's being Chille. Shocking. I'm going to go buy a lotto ticket. He went to back up DMA in case they made him bend and spread him cheeks. We know Chille stands on that. We sure do. Gurand, Akiva, thank you so much. Says he's a savior no one asked for or wanted. Upset he wasn't praised for just standing there. Sounds about right. Yeah. Sculpture. Thank you so much. Says I already gave Masco money earlier, so I can get sued as well for not donating to Chille or serve a cease and desist order for donating to you guys. LOL. If you get that cease and desist, you let me know, because I am enjoying reading them. Let me tell you. But thank you so much. Jag says, we donate to support you, not obligation. You're not Chille. Yeah, I really appreciate it. That's in response to my statement, you guys really don't have to donate tonight. This is just an out-of-the-blue thing. We're just doing this because I was going to do it anyway. I might as well do it in front of you. Charlie Girl has super chatted $2 for shirtless. I think it was in response to me saying, which handcuffs do you want? We could do both. We might 2 pairs at once. Torture cuffs. Not doing shirtless tonight, or maybe ever. We don't know. McAddicts, thank you so much. You're the one that said that Chille was on the phone with DMA right now, which of course, there's that. Indiana Observer is in Chille's chat saying there are over 800 people on Blue Bacon's watching your live, being he, us, re-streaming. Half of that made sense. I don't think I have 800. Do I have 800 people? Because it's not showing me 800. Let me check that real quick. I really shouldn't. And I would be shocked if I did, and I'm not trying to have a ton of people right now because other people are also doing this at the same time. Yeah, no, I don't have 800. I mean, wouldn't that be nice? But, yeah, it's a lot of people are hitting this right now. So, we're just taking our little chunk out of it. Going back up to speed. Cerebral Tackle, thanks so much, says, you remind me of the dog on Speed and something about Mary. I have never seen something about Mary, but I'm going to trust you on that one because you're probably correct. Moving fast, folks. Moving fast. Hello, Pat. Why are you late? What is this? You silly Billy. Anyway, let's keep reading this. the thing that the cease and desist Chille sent to DMA, allegedly. Just catching up. All right. Mr. DMA representing that I am somehow profiting from him or attempting to profit through donations. Dramatical. Great legal jargon. Dramatical. And has real-world consequences for my brand. What brand? My business. What business? My activism. What activism? Let me know in the comments, Chille. I don't believe you're blocked. Raising funds is an integral... Fine. We're just going to move past that. Part of my brand and what I do. Currently, I have recorded and documented 25 people representing third parties who believe... Wait, now it's 25. The number's increasing throughout this email. Representing third parties who believe Mr. DMA's Slater, not slander, Slater, who have publicly reposted Mr. DMA's slanderous statements about me. This defamation per se and giving legal standings too. No, that's not how that works. It's a little more complicated than that. But of course, Chille, the constitutional law scholar for 20 years, doesn't understand how that works. So, notice it's for Mr. DMA that I'm taking legal action against him if this is not clearly and unequivocally retracted within 24 hours, which I'm guessing is not going to happen. But I can't wait to see Chille lose another lawsuit. And then he, like, BCC's a bunch of, I presume, fake law firms. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see if we can type in what that video defamation link was. Bear with me for some new music. Now we're on to if it's an O. If it's a Rickroll, I'm gonna be upset. I'm actually gonna just applaud. A equals 5453. S. Got it. Should have been audio with that. Maybe there was. I don't know. Let's listen to this defamation.
That I won't challenge, guys. There's certain things that I won't challenge because I don't think it's worth it. But
in case you want to know where it is.
This is the one that I chose to. This is the hill that I chose to get arrested on. So.
And this is the timestamp that Chille sent.
Yeah.
But so let's go. And I haven't seen any of this footage, guys. I wasn't there for it. I was in handcuffs. And those handcuffs are torture cuffs, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever been arrested, but it is very painful. When you first put a handcuffs on, it's not that bad. I mean, 5-10 minutes.
I streamed with my hands behind my back for 2 hours, my guy.
Luckily, I didn't put the handcuffs on too high, so my wrists were okay. But I have a bad shoulder, guys. I had a shoulder surgery.
And yet you went to go get arrested. Don't be like, oh, I put myself in a situation I knew would cause me pain and then complain about it. It's like, I had the same problem with the protests from Seattle. It's not that I'm telling you don't protest. My complaint is more, it's less like, who am I to tell you what issues you should not complain about? My issue is that you go out and you do things you know will have consequences and then complain about the consequences. Oh, I got arrested for throwing a Molotov at a federal courthouse in Portland. How dare they? Are you kidding me? I get that you're upset, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you have a legitimate reason to be upset. But you really thought that because you were upset, you could throw a Molotov? It's sort of like that. Like, oh, they hurt. But, bro, Denver, you intentionally went out there to get arrested. So what the hell? Weren't you released on your own recognizance from that location? What are you talking about? Also, I don't know where... I see no reference to this. I assume Chille accidentally put in that timestamp in the URL.
Had a conversation here.
What a joke. So here's what's probably going to happen. If this ever goes to court, which I would be shocked, is he's going to submit this, and the judge is going to be like, "What? We're not watching this 2-hour-long video. Which part?" And Chille's going to be like, I don't know. And if he gives that timestamp, and it's not like that part, because he'll have to submit the entire thing. But then when they present it in the court as evidence, generally going to be the part that is specific for context, and then Denver's defense might be able to introduce more of the clip to put it in context that actually helps Denver, of course. But Chille is already messing up real bad. He doesn't pay attention to any. Oh God, it's zero. Just like if you continuously file lawsuits. You should get better at it. He doesn't, though. Anyway, let's stop and do some super chats. Paul Barry, thank you so much. Says Chille has nothing going through his head, but it comes out of his mouth really fast. Probably not as fast as I do. I should work in an auction house. We got a buzzer here. The red buzzer with the black thing. We're going to the $2, $2.50, $3 to the man with the hat. The man with the hat has gone to the $3, $3, $4 to the man in the black shirt. Woman with the white jacket. Woman with the white jacket has her $5 sold. Ha! I realized halfway through that I had this. I went, this is just kind of perfect. I gotta do it. For those of you who are involved in the auction scene, I have no idea if that's correct. But, oh, it was fun. All right. Aaron Hamilton, thanks so much. Says, free Charlie and blue bacon. Chassa, Kim Blandino disagrees. I would not be shocked. Scoldger, thank you so much. Says, I'm convinced his sausage fingers are the main cause of his typos. All right, I'm going to try to slow myself down because I was just like, go, go, go. We got to find it. And it looks like Chille's blown smoke out of his butt. Like usual, like a fog machine down there. I didn't say going once, going twice. I'm fired, I guess. I'm not going to throw that because somebody's going to get hurt. It's going to be me. All right. What? Jag, what's up? How's it going? Thanks so much. Says, if filming people in the Social Security office is a hill you're willing to be arrested on, then you need to reevaluate your life. This isn't Stonewall. See, I understand, and I'll give... This is the part of the stream where it's just us interacting now. We're probably not, well, maybe we'll watch a little bit more of Chille being dumb. But that's Chille every day. Like, there's so much of that. I can't go through all of it. The reason he probably chose that is because it's, I assume, a DHS facility, Department of Homeland Security facility. There were federal officers. There was reference to DHS at some point I saw somewhere when we were going through this. So if that's the case, it was a Department of Homeland Security building. There is this DHS memo, I think 2018, which sort of gave some guidelines on how you can film within the buildings that are owned and operated by the DHS. And then, sort of a lot like Poster 7 in post offices, auditors like to pretend to read it and not actually read it. So, yeah, presumably he was wrong. I believe, from what I've seen, the chatter on the internet, is that Denver was told, don't come in here if you're recording. And they went, I'm going to do it. And people are saying that Chille told him to do it. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. But that's the speculation. Also, I did say, let me make sure I have yeah. Yes. Oh, you're so tortuous. Oh, and now I know I'm not putting this behind my back. Look, it's a pain to do. Okay, but these are a little too tight. Now, if I was handcuffing someone for real and it was too tight, and I can tell this is too tight, like, can't get a finger in there, yes, I will loosen it. Unless they're fighting, in which case I'll let them, we'll calm them down. And I'm probably going to let them tie themselves out within reason. If they're, like, injuring themselves, we'll try and tie themselves out. I will get more involved, of course. But, yes, I have had to adjust handcuffs because they were too tight. Of course, yeah. Yay, torture cuffs. So, there's that. But, yeah, now how it be. Thank you, Ginger. Says, lots of love in Montana and support from Fort Lewis McCord. You are, or were law enforcement, MP, and a cop. Anyone who doubts that is wrong. That's a reference to, so this is the guy, Frito, in Masshole's chat, who is hilarious, absolutely incredible. It's like, oh, Blue Bacon is not was not an investigator, or something like that. Or is lying to you about being an investigator. For those of you who don't know, I was a criminal investigator for the Army, and I work in civilian investigations, and I try to remain pretty vague about all of that, to the point where some people think that I'm being vague in a manner that indicates that I am not like licensed to do what I do, or like have the permission to do what I do, which no, I have all the required permissions, and I'm being intentionally very vague about it, and that's probably not going to change. But he's like, you're not an investigator. Well, you were an investigator, but you're not now. You're not a licensed whatever. I was like, well, did you look me up under the name I give? Because you're never going to believe this, but that's not actually my real name. Shocking, I know. He's like, you're a troll who, hides behind anonymity. And it's like, what are you doing then, buddy? Are you not the same thing? Like, I like to remain anonymous so I don't have to deal with people like you, Frito, in my off time. Like when I'm doing my video stuff, I'm choosing to engage with you, but I don't want to engage in that kind of stuff when I don't want to engage in that kind of stuff. It's also mostly protect my family, because I know a lot of people, and I know this because when my channel was new, there were other people involved that came under attack because the attackers realized they couldn't get to me as easily as they could get to the other people who did not protect themselves as well as I do, and so attacked them. And I was like, we're never going to do that again, I hope. So my anonymity is more to protect other people than me, although it is partially to protect me. So, yeah, they were going nuts. Like, oh, you said you were a cop, but now you're saying you're not a cop. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not saying I'm not a cop. I generally say that I was law enforcement so that people don't think I was civilian law enforcement, because when you say cop, people generally think of civilian law enforcement. He's like, oh, you said you never said that. And I'm basically telling him, like, no, I told you don't put words in my mouth because you're making these claims that are likely inaccurate. But if it makes you feel better, yeah, cop, the term cop applies to what I did more or less. I mean, it's all law enforcement. It's just cop generally has a civilian connotation. It's fine. And then, if I find a video proof of you saying that you were a cop, you'll delete your channel, right? Like, why on earth would I do that? Why would I do that? No. Well, you'll stop posting for 6 months. No, I'm also not going to do that. Why would I do that? I will be like, oh, oops. You found something I forgot I did. Congratulations, you weirdo. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to find the video. I'm going to email it to you. I'm like, just send me the video here. I can't send it in the chat. Well, no, don't send it in the email because, well, I mean, you could. Still haven't received that email. I'm looking right now. Or have I? Let me refresh. Because so many times people have been, or have told me, oh, I'm going to send you an email to prove you wrong. And they don't. And presumably, in my eyes, and yes, I check my spam folder, I think the idea is that they can claim that they sent it, but I never received, or I'm pretending not to receive it. So I was like, look, to mitigate that argument, give me the name of the video where I said it and a timestamp, and I'll review it, right? Hard to say I didn't receive it if it's in the chat right there. And they never did, because presumably they were wrong. Now, there are some claims that Frito actually was Chille, and interestingly, Chille became very active on his channel around the time that Frito stopped being active. But Frito stayed in the chat, but just was not communicating, which is something that Chille does in fact do. And I'm not saying Frito is Chille, but I've seen a lot of claims that, like, this account is Chille and this account is Chille. There's some consistency between Frito and Chille in the way they behave, although it's not necessarily one-to-one as far as, like, accuracy. I'm not convinced it is Chille, but I'd be willing to entertain the idea. But I told him, like, hey, Frito, come join me in the live stream and we will discuss this together. And Frito's like, no, I'll never do that. Okay, coward, that's fine. You can be a coward, that's fine. So let me get back some more super chats, and then let's see if Chille's doing anything else that's just, like, nuts. Ray Delian, thank you so much, says, hi, Blue. Hi, Rennie. Long time no see. I haven't been able to tune in for a while. I missed the JD content. Good times. Well, we're starting to come up on his release, so we're keeping an eye out. We're going to see if anything happens. If nothing happens, we're not going to make content on it. As much fun as it was looking at all of that with all of you, I don't hate that chapter is ended. Although I do, I don't want to keep going. This Chille stuff is just like, it's just continuous nonsense. It's always going to be nonsense. If he, like, drags me into something, I'll play that game, and then I'll slowly back out, which is where sort of we're at right now. So I'm like, all right, back out. Because he dragged me in. It's fine. But, if anything crazy pops up with our boy of the Metro State origin story shenanigans, Jeremy DeWitt, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'll probably put out some updates because it was a good time. It was a good time. But, well, sorry, I was reminiscing. Scolger, thanks so much, says fellow Army vet myself, now federal contractor. Nice. Do I have to identify to a frauditor because I am paid via federal tax money? Do I work for them? Not to my knowledge. Because that is a fun argument that I've seen kind of made before, which is like, so you have the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And that means that generally police officers will have to identify in some manner, not necessarily verbally, but have some sort of unique identifier that shows who they are. And a lot of people say, well, you have to tell me your name, badge number, whatever. And that's generally not true. There isn't like a federal law that applies. And a lot of federal agencies, to my knowledge, don't have that requirement. It's more of a policy that is often more local than sort of a general blanket policy. And certainly like state law enforcement, town, county, whatever, law enforcement, sheriffs, etc. They'll have their own individual policies unless the state requires them to identify, but that's less common than a lot of auditors believe. But if they do have to have some sort of unique identifier so that you can petition the government to redress a grievance that is specific to them, does that also apply to any federal employee? And I kind of would argue, I would hesitate to say, it's definitely not in the same vein, because your interaction with the federal employee are generally going to be a lot less. And if you can't identify the employee, then you could generally air your grievances against their employer. But you're a contractor, so you're not technically a federal employee, but you are receiving benefits. But I would argue, no, those benefits don't mean you have to identify yourself. I know this is like a silly question, but now, like, this is an argument that I'm sure has been raised by auditors, so I do want to address it and sort of think my way through it. And not that I'm correct, I have no idea. But if by receiving federal benefits, you had to identify yourself, then anyone receiving federal benefits because of like poverty, right? Anyone who has a WIC card, whatever they're calling it these days. WIC is WIC federal? What are the federal? There's a federal equivalent, I think. That would mean that they would have to identify if that was the only requirement was money. So I would say no. But as a contractor, do you have like your name on a uniform, or you have a identity badge card thing? Let me know. I'll keep an eye out for that. And Jack, thanks so much. Says for public safety is annoying. That's all. Good day. Fair enough. Sculpture, thanks so much. Says to clarify, I was 96 Bravo. Been doing Secret Squirrel work for 20 plus years. Hey. Well, if it's Secret Squirrel stuff, then you probably don't have to identify yourself, because once you get into like top secret stuff, there's more of a defendable interest by the government in not releasing information based on that. 96 Bravo. 96 Bravo. Is that intelligence? What is it? No. It is. All right. Intelligence analyst duty description. No, sorry. Intel analyst. Yeah, Intel analyst. Got it. Sorry, just reading it. When I was in the Army, I was tracking the A-team, wasn't I? We demand to know. No. I did hunt down a witch, though. Have I told you guys that story before? Have I? Oh, there's actually someone called for public safety. Oh, I thought you were just saying the defensive actions based on it's for public safety is annoying. I'm sorry. I have no idea what that's about. I was in a different... Okay, well, my bad. What is for public safety doing? Let's find out if I was... Hold on. Oh, okay, I see. All right, I'm not so upset now. For public safety says, I'll prove to you guys the student has no clue about the topics he's covering. I would love that, please. If I can be proved wrong, I should be proved wrong. It's just that the people who say that they can prove me wrong tend to not do it. It's kind of weird. But let's see what... Is Chille still going? It's got 126 people watching, so I'm guessing no. Yeah, his stream is over. But there's still 126 people
YouTube channel
signed in, which might be an indicator of fake accounts.
And I was like, what the fuck? What is she saying? What did she say?
Gaddick says, please do, still watching DeWitt's mailman. Every move. I wouldn't be shocked.
She's on there promoting her YouTube channel.
Wait, who's... Sorry, I don't know what he's talking about.
She wasn't even... She was just phone. She's... Instead of, like, filming what's going on and paying attention, all she's doing is going, hey, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and follow me. Make sure you subscribe.
Oh, I think he's talking about the person who's one of the people filming the incident. And he's not wrong. During that live stream of the Denver Metro audits, the female was definitely talking, like, so Chille's having a conversation, like, behind a glass panel with an officer of some sort. And, like, you probably could have been able to make out what they're saying if this female didn't, like, keep talking over it, which is very frustrating. But yeah, Chille's stream is over, so let's go back to the chat. Public Safety says, and I don't like Chille. Yeah, I think, was it Keeping It Criminal established that this isn't really a panel, so that's not really how it works, because I don't really have it set up to make that easy. But I might be tempted to bring you up. To call in. If you email me a phone number to call, I'd be very tempted. Alternatively, if you want to drop some evidence that's going to really, you know, butter my bagel, get me real interested, by all means, I'm very interested. Let's go. Folks, Safety says I don't have to. The video he's talking about is already up. Just go watch it. Listen to this dummy. You'll see he's way off. See, that's the common thing is I'm making a claim. If you want to see that I'm right, watch this 2-hour video. Okay, well, is it on your channel, or is it like the video I'm talking about? Let's see. It's such a common claim. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can check. Because I'm curious. I'm curious. Give me a second. Just hold on. We're going to... Let me... Jag, I'm sorry I doubted you. Oh boy, let's see. Public Safety says, shoot me the email. No, you shoot me the email. That's how it works. But okay. I don't know your email. I'm in the middle of something. I got 2 sets of handcuffs on. I don't know why. You came to me, buddy. You came to... Okay. Oh, it's Chille all over again. You came to me. You have to do the work. It's not confusing. All right. Peter says, you see Blue Bacon's Bagel Butter, subscribe now to his OnlyFans for only $9.99 a month. I feel like I'd be more expensive than that, but, heck, I don't know. Let's see if I can find, all right. Safety. If I type in for public safety. Yes, I believe I found you. Now, which video is it for public safety? Is it the Rogue Nation video? Is it the Slandered by the Sheriff? Is it Sheriff Got Served? Peter, of course, 1995. There we go. I'm like a U-Haul truck. 1995 an hour, baby. Let's see. All right. So public safety. Public safety has not sent me the email. It says yes because I want you to get your show right. I don't even know what that means. Trying to help you out. I don't believe you, but go on. Tell me. For public safety, it says it's not on mine. For public safety, didn't you just say it was on yours? I can fact check. Didn't you say you had a video on your channel? You say, yeah, for public safety, you said, have one on mine. Yeah? You remember that? I'm looking at it right now. And then you say, it's not on mine? Public safety, you gotta... I need a good... It's like back when I was an investigator. The whole, like, oh, that super criminal... Ooh, the hunt is a game of the foot, whatever. Incredibly rare. Same with the trolls. Like, be good at this. Be better at this. Oh, give me that hunt. You know? I want it. The video on DMA and Sweet Tea. Let me Control F real quick. DMA. You have no video with DMA in the title. Good job. Do you mean your most recent one? Work with me, buddy. Public Safety says I was offering my channel to do a panel to talk to you. I don't know why this is confusing, my guy. Send me an email with a phone number. I will call that phone number, and then we can communicate with voice. Now, you suggested that there was a video explaining all this stuff already on your channel. You will not tell me which video it is. You say it's the DMA one. I don't know which one that is. Keep up. Oh my God. Like, why? You're so bad at, like, public safety. I want to be on your side, buddy. I want us to be bestest of friends. That's not true, and we both know it. But I want us to be able to communicate amicably. And you're just not making it easy, buddy. Not your channel. Whose channel? You said it was on yours. Now it's not on yours. Whose channel? Whose is it? This is what the stream is now, ladies and gentlemen. We're just doing this. Whose channel is it? Why won't? Okay, I'm gonna put this here so we can read it together. What is my email? If you go to my community page and go to I think the about section's up there. That way I don't have to spell it out and all that. In the same place that everyone puts it on YouTube. There's a specific location and everything. I'll walk you through it. I'm not going to show it because I want you to do the work because I believe in you. All right, you go to my channel. You go to the About tab. And then in details, the only thing it says in details is for business inquiries. And then there's a thing you click that says view email address. I'm beginning to doubt that he's going to have anything worthwhile. I'm not using this as an out. I want to hear what he has to say, or she. I don't know. I'm beginning to doubt that we're going to get anything interesting out of it. My God, how are the rest of you doing, by the way? For Public Safety says your people spam me, bro. What's your email? I don't know how much clearer I can get about this. I am Post 7. It's good to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. You go to my channel, the thing that you are on right now. You go to the About section. And then there's a thing you click that says view email address. You let me know when you got that, okay? Smaller words. So I need smaller words. Look, I'm not trying to belittle you. It's very easy. I'm not trying to. You gotta work with me here. You need to work with me. Why is there always a problem? Why is it always the people who are like, cops are bad, also can't find email addresses? It kind of like ruins your argument a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, if you can't figure out how to send an email or find an email when it's the same place it is for every YouTube channel that has it in their YouTube, like, YouTube gives you a place to put it, then I struggle to believe that, and this isn't like a one-to-one comparison, I struggle to believe that you're necessarily competent enough to really understand how law enforcement works. But, you know, that's just me. Can't see the email either. Why not? Okay, well, maybe it's actually not there. All right, well, that's on me. I apologize. Sergeant Blue Bacon at gmail.com. SGTBLUEBACON at gmail.com. Kicked, put it up twice. Oh, well, there you go. Why isn't... You guys should be able to see that. It's right there. All right, well. Uh-oh. All right. I got an email. Let me take these off so we can do... Okay, well, this is broken now. I'm stuck in these forever. All right. We have an email. We have a phone number. I'm going to put that away so I don't accidentally dox anybody. That would be ridiculous. Give me a second to get out of these. Just like a minute. These are kind of a pain in the butt. I got a button coming off my shirt. It's fine. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of things. Robert says it was there. Some people see it, some people don't. I don't know. Okay, so some people say it's there. Some people say it isn't. It's weird. Okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a button to button. Now we can slow things down a little bit. All right. I am confirming that I did, in fact, receive an email. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. We're about to do this. Change my tabs around. There we go. And I'm calling.
You did not have to restrict your number, dude. I gave you mine.
Yes, but I care about my privacy. Also, I can hear my stream through your phone. You might want to pause that.
That's gonna be my Wi-Fi calling is gonna cause that, and I apologize, bud. Is it real bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you just hearing yourself echo?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me switch phones. Do not dox my family's phone number. I'm going to give you another phone number because I want to help you out with this. You got your facts wrong about what you're doing your topic on, bud.
Well, I am looking forward to being corrected.
Okay, no problem. I mean, just give me a moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my other phone number here.
Okay.
And like I said, please don't dox us. We're good people. I just wanted to help you out because you're talking about an issue that I've witnessed the whole entire event, and I'm with you. I think that Chille's stupid.
We agree on
that. He does things.
We agree on that.
What's that, bud?
I said we agree on that.
We agree on that.
Right. But in the way he does things, and I don't know how intentional it is or not, I don't care. All I know is, I stand on that side of the community, and I don't like it being fudged up with their drama. I don't think that when we stand for our constitutional rights that we should be filling it with drama. What we need to be doing is standing together as Americans, as a community, and just expecting that all the agencies and everybody working for the agencies do their job properly so that we can have good cops and not an agency full of bad apples.
Sure. I'd love to talk to you about it, but the echo is making it difficult.
Okay, I'm going to call you from the other number.
Got it.
Did you send it? Okay, we sent you another phone number. Try me on that one, bud.
All right, I'm going to hang up and call that one.
Okay.
We're doing it again. This is someone else I think it was in the chat. All right. Let's have I'm happy to have a conversation.
Okay, is this better?
I think so. Yes, sounds like there's no echo.
Yeah, that should be better. I'm sorry. The echo comes from my Wi-Fi service. So, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. So, I've watched the entire event unfold that you were discussing.
Sure.
My girlfriend sent me a link to this show just now, like whenever I jumped in your chat.
Mm-hmm.
And you were discussing an incident that occurred, I believe it was yesterday, involving Chille, DMA, Sweet Tea, a few people.
Sure. I was mostly speculating on it, yes.
Right. And the speculation was the part that I was jumping in about. I was trying to help you out with understanding the facts to it, what really happened, what actually transpired, and you were wrong about a lot of it. So I was trying to say, hey, man, let me tell you what this is all about. And then, of course, you know how it is. I'm from the other team, more or less, for you guys. So, we got a little heated there for a minute. But,
and you're right. I did get a little heated. I'd like to apologize for that. It was you caught me.
It's not you and me. I mean, it's going to be us, and then it's going to be both communities that we stand on because people are divided.
Sure.
And I understand it. I mean, that's my fight. That's what my channel's about. I'm trying to unite people, not divide people. So, you know, people see things from their own perspectives, and that's the issue. Like, that is the issue. We're trying to bridge gaps, you know, and there are problems in the blue line. There are problems in the agencies. Major
I can agree
problems.
with that.
Things are happening to people that aren't necessary, and I'm the victim of that. My girlfriend's also the victim of that. We were the victims of a botched raid where the officers went rogue and broke my girlfriend's spine in front of me while I was in handcuffs and getting beaten with guns when I had been compliant.
If you have an incident number, I'd love to review it.
Well, it's not even, there's the problem. They didn't even do a report on the damn thing. So there is a lawsuit being filed, and I will share that with you.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'll be filed by September because that's statute of limitations. So we're waiting on seeing what kind of injuries she actually suffered, because it was nerve damage and spinal fracture. So what we don't know is, we don't know, you know, what kind of damages we're looking at forever. So you only get one chance at a lawsuit. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on the dismissal. But yes, generally, once you make that attempt, it's hard to make it a second time.
Right, because here's the thing. She might need surgery. And if she gets the surgery, then the numbers change drastically, you know? So we don't know. So that's why you don't file everything until you know what you're looking at for the future. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little background on me so that you guys don't think I'm jumping in here trying to be the bad guy. I'm not.
Sure.
You know, but what I do want to say is that, you know, the subject that you were talking about, you have a lot of the facts wrong. You know, you've got a lot of the incident misunderstood. And it would help if you knew what actually transpired.
You are correct.
That way you can discuss it properly. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here. So, you know, you can ask me questions. You can go on and talk about what you think you saw or what you think you know, and I can correct you in the parts where, you know, you're not correct. Which
is great, and I'd love to hear that. Just a quick interruption, probably to save you some time, clarification. I did state that a lot of this was information coming from other people, and I was piecing it all together, and a lot of it may or may not be correct on a specific incident. However, addressing Chille's claims and how he's, you know, written his cease and desist was more of the focus, and be like, hey, Chille, like, how do you know or do you not know? I just want to put that out there.
Your people would need to understand what the cease and desist would apply.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You need to know, when you're talking about law, it's in black and white, right? So anytime you're talking about cases, you really need to have the facts straight to be able to present that case to the public. And that's what I work really hard on my own channel to try to do, to make sure that I don't ever misrepresent facts, or that I offer whatever facts are available. And even in the slander case, which I don't even know, Chille blows a lot of smoke, man. You know, he probably won't even file the slander or follow through with it. But what he did do in that situation, they were at a Social Security office is what that was. By the way, that wasn't Homeland Security.
Department of Homeland Security, there were federal officers there, right?
Yeah, right, because it's a Social Security Administration office. So you are going to need federal officers to enact federal law at a federal building.
Okay.
It wouldn't do you any good to have city police at a federal office. When you're on federal property, you're on federal law.
Now, am I wrong that Department of Homeland Security is involved with Social Security?
No, you're right. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They were at the Social Security office.
Right.
That's where they were, which means that they needed Homeland Security officers because it's a federal level agency. So that's why there were Homeland Security officers there.
Right.
Now they called the county sheriff's department. That's who came to resolve the incident. Okay.
Sure.
So it wasn't Homeland Security taking action. It was the sheriff's department came in response to a 911 call.
Now, are you suggesting that's inappropriate?
No, I mean, it's unnecessary. What it does show is that they weren't breaking any federal laws. They weren't violating any laws.
Well,
at that age.
Not necessarily. It probably wouldn't fall under a federal law. So in those kind of places, you almost always, I've never seen a location where this was not the case outside of something military related. And even military related still often applies. It's just like the higher up of the security you go. But there's a thing called concurrent jurisdiction, which means that those officers can absolutely enforce laws that apply in that area. And then you have things like the Assimilated Crimes Act that might apply, which would allow federal officers to deal with state crimes. In reality, though, I think the charge would probably fall along something like trespassing, which would be charged as a state crime in that instance.
But you can't be issued a trespass unless you do something criminal or violate statute. So they couldn't have gotten a trespass. They could be told to leave.
Yes,
that's not,
and then if they don't leave, that's trespass.
No, sir, not at a not at any federal agency or any.
That is incorrect.
Agency. Well, that's where we're going to have an argument.
I was federal law enforcement.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's fine because I argue with cops all the time that don't know this law. You know, if you look at your statute to your state, as a matter of fact, you can do it right now while I'm on the phone with you.
I might as well.
Your state statute trespassing. I guarantee you there is a part in the subsection that is going to say it's going to specifically state that police cannot enact a trespass on a person of the public who is conducting legal business at a designated place to conduct legal business unless they are suspected or have violated some type of crime. It'll say that for sure, because if not, they'd be stepping on the First Amendment of the Constitution.
And that's also incorrect. I'm not seeing anything in my state law about that. I do want to take this time when it comes to your statement about stepping on the Constitution. Are you aware of the public fora doctrine?
I've heard public forum, sure.
Okay. Now, public fora is incredibly important to what you do. And it essentially breaks down to this. If you're in a place that is open to the public, but it is government property, you have different types of areas where the First Amendment can be restricted in certain ways. Now, the least restrictions going to apply.
Restricted areas, and those are all within policies, and those are passed through their local courts. So you can choose what area would be restricted, such as if you have an office with a filing cabinet, and you want to make sure that that's a restricted access area, then you have to follow the procedures to create a restricted access.
Well, that's not part of the public fora doctrine, because that is not open to the public.
And that part would not be open to the public because
so it wouldn't fall under the public fora doctrine.
No, it'll fall to state laws. It's going to fall to the state law for restricted access
for trespassing. But the public fora doctrine,
but listen, what you'd have to do is violate one of those restricted areas that has been decided by the courts.
That is incorrect.
So, okay, so you're saying that they can just trespass anybody from a courthouse when they're trying to do legal business?
That's not what I'm saying. But I'd like to elaborate if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in a place that is owned by the government and open to the public for a specific purpose. And now, I believe the kind of area we're discussing in this case would be a non-public forum, which a lot of people think means it's not open to the public. That is not true. It just means that it is open to the public for a very specific purpose. Now, within this kind of area, you're going to have the most permissible restriction on the First Amendment. I believe the government only has to establish that the restriction is reasonable in some way. Now, the building, the Department of Homeland Security, for example, in this case, because I believe that's what applies, they have certain regulations that apply to where you can or cannot do things. Those regulations, all they really have to do is be reasonable per what is required in the public fora doctrine. Now, if you want to take them to court over this, and you want to say, well, it's not reasonable, there's your argument. But they don't have to have a separate specific law.
No, that's not how it works. You're misinterpreting the verbiage already.
I'm not.
That's where you're going. And I don't blame you for that because it is confusing. It's a difficult thing to learn. What they're saying is if an area is deemed to be a restricted access area, such as a privacy vault or anything that is deemed to be a restricted access area inside of a government agency that is open to conduct business to the public, that is not saying, and they're very specific in almost every single state doctrine, it will say that all of the lobbies, the foyers, the entryways, all of those are not going to be restricted. They're going to make sure that anyone that is trying to conduct business, say a BMV, let's say you're trying to go to the BMV to get your license plate. Well, you can't, just because your name is Tom or Fred, be kicked out when you're trying to walk up to the counter to get your license plate. But you can be kicked out if you walk behind the counter.
You could also be kicked out if you take off your shoes and start waving in people's faces, or if you are causing a disturbance, which might fall under a First Amendment protection, despite the fact that they can kick you out for it. They can kick you out for obstructing the intended purpose of the facility that's open to the public, because if everyone has the right to use that space for its intended purpose, actions that are not conducive to everybody else's use can in fact be prohibited, and then are often enforced in trespass laws.
What you're talking about are state laws cover those things, not the federal law. The federal law doesn't need to enact on that, because here's what you got. You've got disorderlies, you've got, all these different, there's all kinds of different laws where you would be causing a problem for the other people in your area, mainly disorderly. That's one of the main ones that people end up faltering on. They end up getting a disorderly because they get disorderly, in a lot of cases. But in a lot of cases, too, the police think they have a disorderly when all they have is a protest.
No.
Or someone who is angry because they're being refused services. So the cop looks at them and they go, well, that's disorderly. Well, no, sir, it's not disorderly. You're not conducting a proper investigation to get a probable cause issued here.
You can be kicked out for causing a scene. If you are impeding the normal business of that property or the function of that property.
The law you're talking about, it's going to be in the disorderly law, which is a crime.
Are you...
State statute. Hold on. That's a state statute. So in that case, they could issue the trespass. See, that's where they would get the trespass from. Because if a person did commit a disorderly or was suspected of committing a disorderly, or if there was suspicion that there was a disorderly being committed or about to be committed, then they could say they almost committed a crime. They were in the process of committing a crime. They were committing a crime. They did commit a crime. Therefore, I can issue a trespass. That's where that would happen. It wouldn't be in the federal enactments because the building is open to conduct business, period. There's nothing on that end that is going to protect the public at all. What's protecting the public is going to be the state laws, the criminal statutes.
I just want to clarify, because I might be misinterpreting this. Are you trying to suggest that state law cannot be enforced in a federal building?
No, I'm opposite of that, brother.
Oh, so it can.
The state laws are what they can act on. It's the state laws that they can utilize to keep you from being disorderly in a public building, okay? Because that would be the state law to disorderly. I'm in a different state than you, I'm sure. I'm in Indiana. So in my state, called a disorderly, okay? So we've got disorderly conduct is what it would be called. So here, if a person was in an agency, okay, that's open to the business to conduct legal business, and the person did commit a disorderly scene, such as in my state, you would have to do something to someone that makes them fear, okay? Like makes them afraid, like to insinuate that you're going to impede their progress or cause them to not be able to do their business or anything like that. That would be me being out of order. So that would be a disorderly conduct, an action. And in that, I could easily be legally trespassed because there was a state crime being suspected and they had some cause to show that. So they're allowed then to enact the trespass law.
In that circumstance, that is a reason, not the only reason.
No, it's not the only reason. I just can't sit here and spit out every state statute that would protect you in one of those environments. Sure. But you're in public in those places. You're in public.
Well,
and the state laws are what the officers have to enact on. That's why your Homeland Security guards aren't the ones doing it. They're calling in either state officers or county officers who do state law stuff.
Well, one of the reasons they call in the county officers is because the county officers will have access to a place to put these people, and because the people are going to be charged under state law, not federal law, it makes sense to have the state law enforcement actually write the citation and do all the paperwork because it's going to go to the state court, not the federal. There are a lot of reasons, and again, having done federal law enforcement, if there were many times where we would pull in local law enforcement, not federal, because it just made more sense in long term. So just because they pulled those people in does not mean that they were doing something wrong.
You're talking about if you're going to arrest somebody, if you're expecting an arrest. I'm talking about a resolve. So if you are trying to de-escalate the situation and resolve this scenario, the synopsis prior to an arrest being made or anything like that. Let's say you got somebody in here who's in the building with you, you're DHS or whatever they're called, Homeland Security officers. You're one of them. Let's say you got a person who's coming into the building that you're working in, and they're going to get angry because for some reason they were refused service because their name was Fred, okay? So they're like, no, my name's Fred, but I still get to get my paperwork. I still have the right to come up to this clerk's window and get my information that's Open to Records Act in this state.
But that's a straw man fallacy because we're not talking about someone being denied access because of their name.
Well, maybe we are. It depends on the situation.
We're not.
This is our.
We're not though.
We're coming up with our own.
Was Metro or Chille denied access because of their name?
Chille didn't even go in there. All right.
Were they denied access because of their name?
They were denied access, and then they protested.
Because of their name or no?
No, because of a camera.
So it's not about the name.
It wasn't about the name on that scenario. So let's switch to that scenario. We'll go ahead and talk directly about it. That's what your show's about. Let's do it. So what happened is that a small group of people went in there with their cameras expecting to be able to take photographs while they conducted their business in there. They go in and they practice these businesses. They're doing things at the agency that are what that agency is designated for. Okay. So they choose if they want to use that agency for. They go in there with their camera. They expect to be able to walk up to the clerk with their camera and film themselves doing the thing and turning it back into the clerk and getting the proper response from the clerk, which is whatever the state law is on it. They're going to comply with that. And then they can walk out happy, hunky-go-lucky, like no big deal. It's all cool. This agency passes. That's how those things work. But in that case, and the one you're talking about, what your show's about tonight, what had happened was a couple of people went to go do that process, the one I just explained. And they were pushed out physically of the door by security officers. They pushed them out, and they said, you're not welcome in here with your cameras, okay? That's what happened initially. So they protested, and more people came because it was on a live stream. So more people came, and that's how you get Chille involved. Chille showed up because it was on a live stream. It's getting a lot of attention. So Chille comes. Well, now, there was a person that was involved in the initiating this event who was actually pushed into a wall and then hit by officers who were worried so much about slamming the door shut, they didn't even care that they hit a woman with the door. And I'm talking.
Why should it matter that she's a woman?
It doesn't. But you don't hit.
Then why would you specify that?
Well, because I happen to think that there's a little bit more honor in a man.
So it should matter.
It should matter, but it does because it's both. And I'm going to specify woman because we can all agree that a man should never use physical force against a woman if he doesn't have to.
If he doesn't have to. I think the same applies in the other direction, too. I think a person shouldn't use physical force against another person if they don't have to.
No, they were pushed out, and then the door literally physically hit them on purpose.
Did they fail to move out of the way of the door after they were told to leave?
No, they were out of the way, but there was two or three.
Then how did they get hit by the door?
Because the guy was too quick to pull the door shut. He did not have patience.
So he out of the way.
Door as soon as they weren't even cleared from the door frame yet.
I've stopped you because there's conflicting information. You're saying that they got out of the way of the door, they weren't in the way of the door, but they were in the way of the door, and it hit them because it moved too fast. It can't be both.
I said they were pushed out of the door. Okay. And still within the distance of the 36-inch frame that swings. Okay. And the security guard that was too quick to try to slam that door did not wait for those people to clear that doorway.
So they failed to follow the instructions to leave the building. Is what I'm hearing.
No, they were following. They were backing out. They were already outside of the actual entryway.
How many warnings did they get?
I'm sorry?
How many warnings had they received? How many instructions were they given?
I mean, it depends. How fast can I tell you? Get out of here. Get out of here with them cameras. Don't be in here with them cameras. Get out of here. How many warnings?
Now, if I pull up the video right now, I'm going to see something consistent with that.
That's why I want you to do this.
I would love to. I'm going to do that. Before I pull up the video, are you familiar with Title 41, Section 102-74.420 of the Code of Federal Regulations?
If you want to read me some off of it, I might be familiar.
Perfect.
I'm not familiar
I didn't expect you to know it off the top of your head. I didn't want to waste some time. Except where security regulations rules.
I know the law, but I have to hear it.
Sure. Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, I'll read it to you. It says, except where security regulations, rules, orders, or directives apply, or a federal court order or rule prohibits it, persons entering in or on federal property may take photographs of space occupied by a tenant agency for non-commercial purposes, only with the permission of the occupying agency concerned, space occupied by a tenant agency for commercial purposes, only with written permission of an authorized official of the occupying agency concerned, and building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditorium for news purposes. Now, I think that this section C that I just read, which is building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, and auditoriums, is sort of the focus of this is why it's allowed. That's why I see pretty commonly.
Well, you got to be careful. really fast when you read that law, which is beautiful, but I don't know if you're really catching on to everything. It did say for commercial purposes,
It sure did. The other thing it said was, except where security regulations, rules, orders, or directives apply. So if that building has a rule or order or directive or a security regulation that says you can't film in here, then they can tell you not to film in there and then order you to remove yourself.
Cover the law, bro. Policies don't cover the law. If you're saying
literally, I'm reading the law to you, sir. This is in the law. This is Title 41, Section 102-74.420. It says policy concerning photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes, except where security regulations, rules, orders, or directives apply. So obviously policies do count because it's written into Title 41 of the United States Code.
Refer to the policy. It's saying this law is enacted if you refer to the policy.
If there's a policy that says don't film here, or if there's a security regulation that says don't film here, or if there's a directive that says don't film here, or if there's a federal court order that says don't film here, or if there is a rule that says don't film here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that say they can stop you from filming.
Why would they have specified if it was commercial purposes or not if you had read that law in full?
For news, advertising, or commercial purposes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the claim was that they were news.
You know why they specified those in that?
Because
in that chapter reading?
Well, they were news, right?
No, I'm asking you, do you know why that law that you just read, that federal law that you just read, do you know why they would specify whether or not it was commercial purposes?
Well, it doesn't just specify that. It also says news or advertising commercial. You're picking a specific part that does not apply to this. You're trying to attack a specific part that does not apply.
No.
We're talking about the news. News purposes. It says news purposes. That's what they were. That's what they fell under. There's no reason to attack the commercial purposes. But I'm going to let you because now I'm curious.
I'm talking to you about something else, but you're stuck on something different.
Well, because the thing you want to talk about, it doesn't apply at all. Unless I'm wrong, but please tell me.
I'm telling you, what I'm trying to say to you is that it read out that there was a policy that you needed to reference, and you're neglecting to go to that policy. See, you don't just get to read what you see just in the main chapter. You have to break law down, and you will even
then where's the policy that says you can film? Or can't, or whichever.
It's in that policy, I'm sure. You didn't go to it.
So they have a policy.
No, it's saying that it backs the policies that apply to that subsection.
Or the rule, or the security regulation, or the directive, or the court order or rule. It says a lot of things.
All of them. They're going to be all over the place. So now what you would need to do this right is you would need to go to that particular administration's policy procedures. You would need to go to their policy.
Sure, but they don't have to show it to you before they say stop filming.
No. I'm saying you to understand what they can enact and what they can't.
Well, I understand what they can enact and what they can't. I think perhaps better than you.
It's not that simple. You don't get to just read the main structure of one law and think that you understand everything in that law's entirety. Law's complicated, man.
It sure is. Oh boy, is it.
You have to chase that dragon, man. You got to keep going to all the places that it references to understand it for your circumstance.
I've been around the law before.
Okay, good. Then you know that I'm telling you the truth. I
know that you're telling me what you think is the truth.
No, I'm telling you what I practice.
I'm going to stand by what I said.
Well, I mean, we can both call ourselves professional at our own thing, and
I was employed to do this, though.
Well, I am too. Now, I'm going to tell you right now.
Were you employed by the government who trained you how to understand the government's laws, or no?
I'm anti that.
I believe it. No, I understand that. I'm just saying, if the argument is, well, we can both call ourselves experts. I was trained and employed and experienced in this stuff. Were you trained and
employed and experienced
in this?
Then why aren't you a lawyer? You're telling me that you're trained in law. Where's your law degree?
I don't need a law degree to be trained in law.
No, I don't need a law degree.
I was trained in law enforcement. My training included understanding this. Law degrees go over, a significant part of it is about courtroom procedures. That's what we're discussing. My training, and when I went through investigation school at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri, a lot of my training was understanding how the elements of crimes break down so that I can review it and deal with it. And then when I actually did my cases, I would have to go to an attorney and say, this is what I believe based on this, and this is how the law works. if you wouldn't mind letting me finish my statement, which is ended now.
And French fries down at the time, and then only one customer shows up and they waste a bag of French fries. Your training don't mean crap, bro. It just means that somebody trained you a certain way. It doesn't know. You don't know if it was right or wrong.
So who trained you? Because I understand Rogue Nation was training you, and I've never been impressed by Rogue Nation.
I said I'm professional at what I do, not expert. I'm far from expert, bro. But
yeah, you are behaving very professionally. I really do appreciate that. I don't want that to get lost in the sauce here. I really do appreciate the civility of this.
And I'm appreciating this conversation. And I know I'm probably helping your channel, and that's fine with me too. I don't have any problem with that. And notice I did not even want you going to my channel. I'm not asking for subs out of this. What I want is to break that barrier, right?
Sure.
I want to be able to have these discussions respectfully. And I know I talk over you and you talk over me, and we're good at that. But that's just our personalities. That doesn't mean that we won't find places that we agree or disagree and work it out. It just means that you and I are both really quick to get to the point, to our own point, right? And I'm not disrespecting you is what I'm saying, and I wouldn't do that. So I will say that on this subject that we are talking about, because I don't like pulling away from subjects before we get to a conclusion. What you read, that article that you read, that federal article that you read in 41, I don't remember what the breakdown was. What you had said was, and it's right, it says that you have to follow the policies because they can be enforced by this regulation.
And the rules and the orders and all of the rest of it.
Correct. Now, for a person to know what those policies are, they would have to go and research that building's policies.
Didn't it say don't film?
They were told not to film in the foyer.
So they were instructed. They were given the knowledge that this wasn't something they could do. That counts. You understand that counts, right?
But what if someone was mistrained?
Then you sue them and win in court. Right,
Bingo.
but all they have to do is say, no, we have this policy, right? If you took them to court and said, well, you don't have a policy that says I can't film, all they have to do is one of two things. They have to establish that, yes, we do, and then they have to establish that you would have been aware of it.
Should have to go. Now we're going to get to an agreement because this is what we're talking about now. I'm glad we got past that because you're right. Now we're on the same page. Now, what I agree with you on is at that point, the actionable circumstances were the only choice they had at that point was to file it in court, because that is what it says in those policies that you were reading about, okay? It says, if you want to enact your side of this thing, if you think we violated anything, you need to go to court to prove it. That's what it says in that breakdown, okay? I've read it a million times. Not the one you specifically called on, but in that type of procedure, like where you've got to go to the policy of that place and then see what their policies are and then figure out whether or not they're breaking your constitutional law whenever they kick you out of the foyer or the lobby or, the bathroom even, which in some places they don't even have that restricted. Depends on the state.
Well, surely if you were going to film in a place, you should look that up beforehand, right?
Well, that's the way I do it,
But not this time.
I definitely want to know that I'm following the law because that's what I'm all about. I want to be legal. That's my point, is to show people that you can be extremely legal, like doing nothing illegal, and suddenly you will be attacked in some cases. So those cases are the barrier that is causing the problem, the gap, because we need officers to have better training so they know not to attack people who are not breaking the law. We need people working in those clerk's offices that know, I can't tell you to leave at this building, this specific building, okay, and this is hypothetical. You can't make people leave this specific building because they're holding a camera while they try to get their license plates.
But you can do that. You can ask them to stop filming.
On the policies of that building. Now, I did not read the Social Security Administration building's policies to that one that they were at. I did not. So I'm not arguing whether or not they were violating the law. I don't know. What I do know is that in most of those places, the policies will always, under case law usually, allow you to bring your electronic device into the lobby and into the main lobby area.
To bring it in, but not to start filming everybody in there.
Use it. You can use your phone.
Yeah, but
you can use
to talk to people, not to start filming people's. This is a social security office. There's some very private stuff in there.
Device. Look, man, that's your own device. Now, there are some
and they can stop you from using it.
There are some places, you got to hear me out. There are some places where you would be breaking the law if you used your device or turned on your camera or whatever those policies.
For example, a social security office.
Have to follow. Could have been. That one is specific, maybe, maybe not. But that's not why I jumped on here. Why I jumped on here was because you didn't know they were at a Social Security office. You didn't know who was there first. You didn't know why they got kicked out. You didn't know that one of them got hit with a door. You know,
I'm looking. I'm not seeing them get hit by. First of all, a lot of that isn't actually relevant to what I was talking about.
Well, it will be because you're talking about a slander suit, right?
Well, no, the slander suit was about DMA claiming that Chille was going to raise money for him, and Chille saying, allegedly, that is, and Chille saying that's slander.
Now, if you were putting in court documents for a court case, wouldn't you want all the facts presented?
Am I putting things into a court? Is that what this is? Do I need to get my
judge
wig?
Court to prove? If you're talking about a case, you are. You're talking about law. You're talking about a case. This is a specific real life case. Okay. If you were doing a case, wouldn't you want to put in all of those facts in the discovery?
I would want to put in information that was relevant to the case, but that's
this is
a red herring straw man fallacy.
All the facts
that's not what we're discussing.
Yeah, it is, because what I'm trying to get
That's what you're trying to discuss. It's not relevant to.
There are parts of this incident in which will fall to this slander case. Okay, all of this stuff is relevant because you need to know what happened to be able to know if Chille was right or wrong about filing the slander case. You need to know what happened. So what happened was they were pushed out because they had cameras. That part, I don't know if they were illegal or not. They were pushed out. It would not appear that they were being illegal because there were no charges on anyone regarding the cameras in the building. They only
because it's charged under trespass usually.
No, they didn't get trespass. They didn't get trespass.
What were they charged with?
I don't know ultimately what DMA got charged with, but I know what he did was he went ahead and went back.
He trespassed.
They were told, well, no, he went in and did something, and I don't know what it was because it wasn't on.
He entered the building after being told not to. That's what he did. That's a trespass.
He went in and did something. I don't know if he said something. I don't know if he showed something, if he brought his camera. I don't know because I didn't see that from the view of the video that I was watching, the live stream I was watching. It was turned away.
So you don't have that information?
Not that part.
But that's what you're trying to correct me on.
Information that I do have, okay, which is way more than what you had. All right, now I'm trying to give it to you.
Because it wasn't relevant to what I was talking about.
It will be. It will be. Because you're getting to the slander case, right? So,
which is about the claims of not that, but the money.
Now listen. Chille was promoting DMA to go in and do the thing that he did. I don't know what the thing was, but I know that I saw Chille saying,
trespass.
You need to go on and do it, bro. Whatever it was they told you not to do, you need to go do it, man. Go do it. And that is how it ended up turning into an argument between all of them.
So when you've been told not to enter a building while conducting a certain activity and then you enter the building, it's a violation of the conditions of entry and occupation. That is trespass.
Well, they weren't issued a trespass. I can tell you that.
They were told don't do that, and then they went in. That's trespass.
Hold on, brother. It might have been something different than that.
But that's what they did.
No, it was not a trespass. It wasn't.
He was told, don't come into this building while you're filming. He entered the building while filming. That's a trespass.
No, it's not.
It 100% is. If you, there are things called conditions of entry and occupation.
Trespass has nothing to do with filming.
We just had like half an hour of a conversation specifically about that.
Yeah, but you're not listening because what I'm saying is you're talking about two totally separate laws. There's either laws about photography or there's not, or there's laws about trespassing.
No, there are policies. Okay, back to the memo. There are policies about filming, and those are generally enforced by the state's trespass statute. We went over all of this.
Bullshit.
What do you mean? We went over it. You were here. It's recorded in this live stream.
You find one. You will have proof. You find me one state trespass statute that mentions cameras. Find me one.
It doesn't have to. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, here's how this works. So you have the DHS memo, which through 41 USC whatever says if you're filming for these reasons in these places, you can do it unless there are rules or procedures or whatever that say you cannot. Now, these individuals were told you cannot film in here. Listen to me talk. You want an answer, you gotta listen to me talk. You want answers, you have to listen to me talk. You want answers, I have no idea what you're saying because I'm talking because I'm in the middle of something.
Because you're jumping.
Let me explain so I can make it make sense to you. Because we just spent a long time going over this, and now it's like we never had that conversation.
I'm listening. Go.
Okay. So, we went over that DHS memo that says if you're filming for these reasons in these places, it can be prohibited. Now, if it's in violation, they do not have to let you film in that location. And if you go into that location despite being told don't film in here, that's a violation of the conditions of entry and occupation, and you can be trespassed. In Washington State, the state I'm in, not the state they were in, but if you want to apply just generic trespass statutes, basically if whoever is in charge of that property says don't, or whoever has the authority to say these things says don't be in here, that's a trespass. Now your argument to that, your counter to that is going to be, well, they didn't have the authority, or the reason they trespass violates my constitutional rights, which brings us back to that thing we discussed earlier, which was the public fora doctrine. And under the public fora doctrine, the reason they stop you from exercising a First Amendment activity under a non-public forum, which is probably what this would be, only has to be reasonable.
Oh, so you're saying if they come up with their own reasons...
No, it has to be reasonable, not just something that they pretend is reasonable. Now, in this case, because it's a Social Security office and there is I presume, personal information, stuff that you could use to do identity theft, filming around in a Social Security office is going to be prohibited.
My turn. I let you go.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Yes, I heard all what you just said, which is why I'm trying to
repeat the last sentence.
How about my turn?
Repeat the last sentence. Because I don't believe you listened to a word of it.
You said something about their policies and stuff.
Something about very, very vague. Let me say it one more time. It's a Social Security office. They have a very good reason to not let people just film around with all these documents everywhere. Go.
Well, now I have to answer that, and you're making me miss.
God, I hope you do. I hope you do.
Well, I hope you do, because you don't want to be proven wrong. So let me go ahead and
I'm waiting for you to prove me wrong. When are you going to try? Please.
First, I'll address what you just said.
God, I hope so.
There is no case in which any law prohibits constitutional enactments. That is what the Constitution said.
Constitutional enactments?
There shall be no law in which will abridge a constitutional right.
You want to run that one by me again? How sure about that are you?
No laws that will prohibit you from your constitutional law.
According to?
The Constitution.
In which part?
All of it. It's called the Bill of Rights. Read it.
Yeah, okay. Which part of the Bill of Rights? There's 10 of them. There are 10 parts.
Listen, the point is that the Senate cannot write laws if it steps on your constitutional rights. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, but you don't understand what your constitutional rights are and how they can be restricted reasonably.
You don't, because what you're telling me, hold on.
The Supreme Court disagrees.
In 2 parts, now I get to answer part 2. Because in your synopsis, you're saying that some asshole person inside of a building has the authority to make up their own rules.
If it's objectively reasonable, which is very easy to objectively reason in a Social Security office.
There ain't even a judge that forces opinion. Only interpretation.
What does that have to...
There is no opinion in law.
What are you... What is that? What?
Because you're saying that a person inside of that building working, okay, has the authority.
Yeah.
That's what you said. A person would be in there that would have the authority to decide what's reasonable or what's not. You're wrong.
There are policies that were implemented that aren't just made up willy-nilly. That's a policy that exists.
Government agent that there is to being able to do that by their authority is a judge. Do you think that judges are working in the Social Security Administration office?
I don't think they have to. Let me break this down. So the DHS has policies. Social Security offices have policies. They are implemented by people pretty high up the chain. Maybe a judge, maybe not. The policy in the Social Security office to not film very personal identification information is pretty gosh darn reasonable. Now, you want to bring up a judge. Why don't we talk about the Supreme Court in Ward versus Rock Against Racism? Have you read that one?
I just don't want you to jump subjects till you learn what we're talking about.
Buddy, it's cute that you're trying that. I need you to keep up with me, okay?
Oh, no, I'm ahead of you.
I promise you that you're not, and that is what your struggle is.
Because you know that you're walking yourself right back into a corner here, buddy.
I'm not. Because I have Ward versus Rock Against Racism. I'm trying to direct you to it. I'm trying to help you.
No, I'm helping you.
You're not.
Yes,
but please try.
If you listen, I'll help you. I'll help you understand it. Because I know these laws. Look, have you ever walked in and challenged these laws? Because I have.
I've done a first-time audit before. I've done a couple of them, sure. But the problem is I know the law, so I don't make terrible choices.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. Obviously, I'm not in jail, am I?
But you're defending the people who do.
Oh, no, I am not. Absolutely not. I am not defending people for committing crimes. What I'm saying is that people who do not commit crimes do not need to be charged with fake crimes based on opinions.
Trespassing is a crime.
That's the part where you guys go wrong. You guys think that just because someone's wearing a certain costume,
that's another that's a straw man fallacy. That's not what is being discussed.
All right. Well, I hope not, because that is one of the problems that we're having in this society, is that people think just because someone is working behind a desk at a certain place, that person is a judge in the judge position to be able to determine reason to a case.
No.
That's not true.
No.
You don't get to
That's not what we're saying. That's not
illegal.
You guys stop twisting my words. That's another straw man fallacy. Listen to me.
I'm making sense.
You're not. Listen to me. That building, that location, has policies which are created and stop talking. Which have been created and run through all sorts of people to make sure, is this policy good? Is this fine? Sure. Right. Great. Stop and let me finish. That is not stop talking and let me finish.
Oh, don't get rude with me. I've been respectful.
I will mute you or I will hang up on you. Which one do you want?
Just keep talking.
Thank you. They have these policies that are not made up on the spot. The policy was made clear to the people who were filming. It said you cannot film in this building. Now, per the Supreme Court of the United States, that policy only has to be reasonable because it's a non-public forum. I encourage you to read Ward versus Rock Against Racism. We can talk about that in a second. We're not going to address it just yet because I have to get through the stuff that we've been talking about for the last, hour. Okay, which has none of it has stuck. So there's a policy. They're allowed to say you cannot be in here because you're violating this policy, which already exists. All they're doing is enforcing it. Stop talking. Stop talking.
You're wrong.
Stop talking.
I just helped you.
Stop talking. I don't know what you're saying because I'm talking. I'm explaining this to you. Getting serious bacon now. So, again, and now I have to backtrack. You have this policy. It is being enforced. It is not created by the people who are enforcing it. If you think that policy is not reasonable, then you get to challenge it in court. But the people who have created this policy do not have to be judges. I don't know why you think that is the case. They do not have to be judges. Now you may talk.
Policies that have already. Now it's my turn. We are discussing policies that have already been decided by case law in court. So what you're talking about here?
What case says you can film wherever you want?
No, it'll say you can film in a foyer, for example.
Which case says that? Please, if you're going to address, if you're going to bring it up, you got to let me know.
It depends on the scenario you're referring to, the policies. You have to realize.
Which case says this?
The policies very rarely exempt an entire property, first of all. Very, very rarely. It might be for like an Air Force base or something like that.
Where's this information coming from?
Very rarely.
Cite a source, please.
Very rarely does the policy go the whole property wide, especially if that building is a place where the public.
It wasn't property-wise. It was that specific place. They said, don't come in this part.
Yeah, but I didn't read the policies to that security office.
Why not? You said that you try to do that before you go film.
Yeah, but I wasn't with them.
So they messed up.
Maybe
so
not.
They
I don't
failed
know.
to do their job.
Look, they had a case. They had a case until
what was it? You came here telling me I was wrong, and you're going to give me information. What was their case? I'm
trying to help you out.
Please do.
They had a case prior to getting a criminal charge. Okay. Now, that's my opinion. I feel like if they hadn't oppressed and went and took a crime, a criminal charge, I believe they already had a good, solid case based on what I do know about most of these agencies in totality. That
they
doesn't
should,
mean
yes,
I'll be
yes,
right.
Thank you, yes. All right, go on. I'm sorry. Yes, you are correct.
We never argued about that part. You just weren't listening. We never argued about that.
No, we were
part.
talking about the trespass thing.
No, you said trespass. That's where we argued.
Because that's what they continue to do, and then they got trespassed.
I believe it's charge. I'll find out because I can ask you.
Please, I really hope. I would love to stay in contact with you and discuss this.
I do not believe his charge was a trespass because I've seen many trespasses enacted on people, and it always starts with a warning. They weren't given that.
They were told, "Don't come here and film." That's your notice. That's your notice of trespass.
They
I just watched the video.
They were not. No, matter of fact, they were told they could stand where they were.
Yeah, where they were, not enter the building. The rest of it. Where they were is fine. The problem is he didn't stay.
I don't know if that was the thing that he got charged with. Do you?
I don't, but I know that they entered the place they were told not to enter.
Let's not get stuck on pickles and onions, bro. Let's just get the cheeseburger done, okay? Now, what I do know is that there was an injury. There was a security guard or an officer of some sort that pulled the door and hit a person who was trying to get out of the door's way, and it hurt this person. This person received literal physical injury.
Then they should file a complaint.
By a person working on the clock under the color of an agency of the government. Okay? Now, in my opinion and my experience, that's when you go to the judge. That's when you go and you file your notice of court. Yes, that's what I think. Now, what happened was Chille came. And when Chille was there, he goes, "You need to push the boundaries, bro. You need to go in there and do this or that or the other. You need to go do the thing they told you not to." Well, they didn't need to. What they needed to do at that point was go and file a notice of tort because they already had an injury and they already felt like their constitutional rights were violated. And they were in an active, peaceful protest at that point in time.
Active, peaceful protest does not grant you the ability to trespass wherever you want, though.
There you go, which is why he was charged. So what I'm telling you is that what people are upset about is because Chille showed up and told him to go do something wrong to get a charge. That was unnecessary. Chille is under the impression, which I don't know where the hell he's supposed to know so much about law, because I actually used to think he did. But after seeing him in action, I don't think he knows much about 1983 cases, because I do know more on this note. I know that when you receive a physical injury from a person under the color of government, that is your injury. That is your punitive damage. That is your injury. That's what you file on.
Yeah, if it's unreasonable. Yeah, and that I agree with. They should have stopped right there.
Or go to jail to say, "I missed work." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Chille was under the impression that this guy needs to go in and take a charge to get punitive damages. That's not correct, in my opinion.
We just came and took
in many people's opinion, because a lot of people are pissed at Chille because he told DMA to go in there and take a charge. Now, that was unnecessary.
This guy,
that's what we're trying to say. And we're trying to tell Chille that. But Chille's just too wrapped up in thinking, well, I know everything about law and I'm not even listening. It's kind of like you. You don't want to listen to the details. You know, that's the problem.
Well,
so that's why I came on here. I wanted you to know that Chille's slander suit is stupid. That what really happened was Chille caused them to potentially lose or at least cause damage to a perfectly reputable case, a 1983 case that was reasonable, that a judge would have heard, I'm sure of.
I will agree with you that they should have stopped and taken that case before they did that. I will agree with you that Chille knows nothing about what he's talking about, and it is really great to hear people on every side understanding that. And I will agree with you that this is something you could bring in front of a judge, but I will not agree with you that it is a guaranteed victory, which is not something you said. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it is being suggested.
Yes. No, I'm saying that it was a good case, but they caused damage to it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a judge. I don't pretend that I know that far up. You know what I'm saying?
I will agree that the case is weaker than it would have been.
Correct. That's what I was trying to say.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. So that's the only thing, that I was asking for you to agree to. And that is also what the community is probably not even realizing that they're seeing, because we are always balanced back and forth between, and a lot of the troll community causes this, but we're always balancing back and forth between should we or should we not take a charge to prove our point. Well, I'm the type of person who says, why in the hell would you take a charge if you've already got a perfectly legitimate case? Because all you're going to do is create another case in a
we can agree on that as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not good ever. There's never going to be a circumstance in which you need to commit a crime to be able to prove that your constitutional rights were violated.
Unless
what you need
it's for money.
Need to have, well, they're all going to only pay money. That's all they can do. I mean, what do you think they're going to give me? They've ruined my life and broke my girlfriend's spine. Dude.
No, what I mean is and I've seen this with a couple auditors in the community, that it's not about, and if Denver Metro Audits was doing this to get case law on the books, fantastic. But there are auditors out there who would have taken this and said, I'm going to go even further, because if I am right, if I win and there are damages, I get a payout. And so that is an explanation why someone might do that, and that might explain why Chille thought it was a good idea.
All you got to do is win. You know what I mean? You don't have to take a charge to win a case and get a payout.
That is true, but the more damages there are against you when you win...
It pays better if you didn't commit a crime.
This is true. I'm just saying it pays better, even better, if you were injured unlawfully.
Well, that's what you have to have injury. You have to have damage, okay?
Right, but the more damage, the more money.
Filing a tort. You can't even file a notice of tort without damages. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist in...
Sort of.
Well, it's in there.
Certainly
have you ever tried to file one? I've got 4 of them. Have you ever tried to file one?
No, I've never put myself in a position where I needed to.
And I'm only telling you what I've learned, okay? This is new to me, too, because I never wanted to have to file one ever, okay? I did not mean to be an activist. I became one because I had to for my family,
okay.
All right? And there's 4 because it's the same agency retaliating against us for filing the big lawsuit, okay? We keep running into these agents who are angry with us for getting this lawsuit done. So every time we go to an agency, they literally do physical damage to us to get us out of the agency so we can't get through with our stuff, right? Which is why I like the community that I'm in now, and the reason why I joined that community, because it dawned on me, once I was the victim, and I was going just to get my open records, and I had a cop come out and grab me up by the back of my wrist, pick me up off the ground, and my girlfriend, who was just healed again from their broken back, and shove us out of the building because the prosecutor didn't want to talk to us about the open records. Okay,
well, that's also something I'd love to see a case or video of.
It'll be there. I'll share it with you if you stick with me.
Yeah, you have my email.
I promise.
Sure.
I'll hopefully you guys will actually be able to take this and go, this is a different situation.
I would love to.
I would like for people to be able to see that it's not always black and white, and I'm not talking about law itself. I'm talking about the situations aren't always black and white. Like when they did the raid on us, it was a botched raid. It was literally botched. They did not have any of the details right. We weren't breaking any type of law, and they did all of the conduct and then more, like misconduct.
That's not something I can really discuss without, seeing all sides.
What I'm telling you is I didn't get arrested. She didn't get arrested. There were no charges filed against us because there was nothing to file. Okay. And then they didn't even have an actual case number to the whole thing. So here's what I learned. We wouldn't have even been able to prove that it happened had we not had surveillance system and our video cameras rolling.
I don't hate
that. She got lucky enough. She grabbed her phone to call 911 when the door came busting in because we had no idea it was cops. Okay, no reason to suspect it would be cops. So she grabbed her phone to call 911. Whenever I screamed because they ripped me out of the house and started beating the shit out of me with guns and shot, I yelled, "Holy shit! Stop shooting!" That's when she hit record. Okay, because they were shooting. Now, when she came to the door, she had a phone recording. So what I learned was that if you want a record, if you want to be guaranteed of a record with a legal business, any legal business, then by God, you better have that recording ready, because that's what the word means, record. Not record, record.
I would love to see that recording.
It's on my channel if you want, but I don't want to promote my channel on your...
No, you're fine. I mean, I can review it in my own time. If you just send me the name of the... You don't need to send me, like, the link or anything, but if you put the name of it in an email, so now you have my email.
I will.
I'll check it out. And if I'm like, wow, these police are this, I can establish is wrong, I'll discuss it. The problem is, with a lot of videos like this, I do prefer to have the context of how everything started. So if there's no case number, it's going to be really hard to get.
Personally, Blue Bacon, you don't have to do it on your channel. My channel is already bigger than yours.
Sure.
Like, I don't need promotion. You know what I'm saying? You as a human being, you as a person that I'm talking to, regardless of any of your people that are watching or whatever, what I'm saying is you personally are more than welcome to go to my channel and watch this event, because I posted it. That's what I did. That's what created the animosity with this particular.
And that's fine. I mean, I won't do it right now because, you know, I can't do the stream forever. But
your stuff, man, when you get your time, then go to it and check it out. It's why it's there. You know, I'm open to the public. I mean, that's what it is.
Sure.
So listen, what I'm saying is, sometimes the cops, sometimes the judges, sometimes the clerks, sometimes these people are out of line, okay? And what we need to learn is our First Amendment protects us somewhat with that, because we have been God's given us a tool. It is the ability to take our own record. And that is what I think of when I think of the First Amendment. I think I have the ability to bring my phone, the same thing I use and carry anyway, and just hit a button on it and have a record of the event in which I suspect I'm probably getting ready to get screwed on. And you know what I'll be able to do with that? It fits to the established dictionary term to court admissible evidence. So you know what I can do? I can submit it as evidence. And then the judge will literally be able to go off of way more than hearsay. They will be able to go off of a recording. And that is why I do it. Okay? That's why you should all do it. I promise you guys, you never know when you're going to step in a heap of crap in any encounter.
No,
I'm the one who calls police.
I love the idea. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt. No,
you're fine. Go ahead.
I love the idea of filming police. I encourage people, like, look, if you have an interaction with law enforcement, they come up to you, whatever, like, throw on your recording, put it in if you're in a car, put it in a cup holder or something like that. Have that recording going. Not every state and not every court, district, whatever has ruled that this is permissible, but so far none of them have really said that you can't. There have been some weird things, but no, I agree. The problem is you don't have the right to just throw on a camera in a lot of places and then just go.
Hold on, because there are policies that we have to follow, because there are restricted access areas.
That we've already discussed this. I don't think going over this again is going to help either of us.
Well, and I'm not. I'm just saying that you have to understand that just as important as it is to film a traffic stop or record, have a record of the traffic stop, it is equally as important when you're going to a clerk's office. Okay? Let me give you an example. Let's say that your kid is involved in something that happened at school, all right? And Department of Child Services is doing an investigation on the situation. Now, you're sure that your kid didn't do anything wrong, but don't you need that paperwork when it's all said and done? Because there's going to be a court case involving your child.
If there's a court case involving your child, you're going to get that paperwork.
You need that paperwork. Am I right? Okay. So that's clerk's office at a Department of Child Services office.
Sure.
Okay, an agency. Now, do you trust walking into that clerk who might tell you to screw off? Okay, who might say that you're trespassed. I don't like your name. I don't like your color. I don't like the way you're carrying yourself.
That's still the same straw man I've called you out for.
I'm sorry?
That's still the same straw man fallacy.
Well, yeah, but it's not a fallacy, bro.
It is, because what we're talking about is a camera in a Social Security office where there's a lot of information that's very, very private. Not a clerk's office that has to do with your personal case.
Well, no, I'm not even talking personal. I was talking hypothetical. I was in a different situation.
Right, but let's keep the hypothetical to the situation that was actually being discussed.
What I was well, it does relate, but it's not the one. Okay?
But that's not what we're discussing.
What I was saying is even at agencies with policies protecting them, okay? Even at the agencies. And I gave you an example by using a hypothetical situation with the Department of Child Services Agency. That's a building. That's got a clerk. That's open to public business. That's a place where you're going to want a record, okay? Now, let's say you're walking in to do that open record, and let's say for some odd reason you don't get that honored to you, okay? Now, what if you had your camera going or your audio recorder going? You could go to the judge because that's the rule to it. If they don't do you right, you got to go to the judge. That's the only thing you can do by law.
No, it's not the only thing. What you can do is email whoever's in charge of them and say, hey, I didn't receive this. Can you please send it?
Our channel. Yeah, there's your fallacy. You're thinking that the people up the chain of the agency, you're going to find a good one. Well, that's not always the case, man.
Well, then you keep going higher, and then you have your lawsuit, and you get a lot of money.
How high could you go? Because I've got a DOJ on a singular local agency.
I'm sorry, you have a what?
I've gone all the way to the president level.
You've gone to the president.
I have gone all the way to the president level.
You've contacted the president of the United States.
Because with the Department of Justice, which is enacted by the president, because that's the presidential level.
So now, it's not the presidential level, because that would be the president.
No, it is under the president. The DOJ
so is your mail carrier.
No, that's federal. You're confusing the levels of jurisdiction.
Do you understand the president is federal, right?
Yes, and so is DOJ, right?
Yeah, so if DOJ is the presidential level because it's federal, then anything federal is presidential level by that logic.
All the way on a singular agent.
Who have you gone? What's the highest you've gone to?
I just told you.
The DOJ?
I have gone all the way to a response, which has gone to an investigation from the Department of Justice on a there's the part
What was the title of the person? Because the Department of Justice is a lot of things.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what it was based on.
So what was the title of the person of the highest level?
I climbed the ladder all the way to that level from this one. You ready?
I don't know what that level is. Because you're saying like the president, not the president, the DOJ, which is not a level.
Okay, listen.
I'm trying.
Like this. I will explain it backwards for you. You ready?
Please.
Now we're going to go your way. All right. There was a city agency, a teeny tiny agency in a small city who was under the guise of a state agency, all right? I'm not going to tell you what the agency was because this is being done in court. So there was a teeny tiny person in a teeny tiny agency in a teeny tiny city who started this. They said, we're going to screw you over. I had a recording of it. I went to their supervisor. Their supervisor screwed me over, said, I'm not going to throw my teeny tiny person under the bus. I went to their supervisor. Then I went to the complaint board that was over that agency. I went through all the boards. They said, we found no wrongdoing. So I went to the state police, and I showed them where state laws were violated. They did an investigation. They said, we don't really do anything about that because we're state police, and we're police, and they're police, and we're not going to do nothing about that. So I said, okay, well, then I'm going to call the DOJ. Well, I called the FBI. The FBI said, you got something going on there. You got the wrong procedures. Hold on. They said, you got the wrong procedures. What you need to do, sir, is you need to fill out a complaint with the Department of Justice online. So I went online, I filled out the complaint with the Department of Justice. I got a call back from the FBI. Again, the other FBI, the one that works under the president for DOJ.
What do you mean the other FBI?
Well, there's more parts of FBI than just one. It's like city police has more than one sector. They might have a narcotics part. They might have the road department. They might have the corrections officer.
That's still the FBI.
Yes, it's still the FBI. But the part that I needed to discuss it with was the one that does investigations for constitutional law. So that's where I went to. I went all the way to the Department of Justice, the part of the FBI that is delegated to taking Department of Justice complaints. And they enacted an investigation on that entire thing I just explained.
And this is because a clerk wouldn't give you paperwork.
It started out with something as simple as that. And
so a clerk wouldn't give you paperwork.
I don't want to specify the thing because there is currently an investigation, and if you were a cop, you know what that means. I can't talk about it.
But you're talking about it.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you details. I'm not telling you what agency it was. That's the law to it.
Other than the clerk of a court. That gives me an agency.
No, I didn't say a court. I said a clerk in an agency.
Of a court?
No, of an agency. Clerk of an agency.
A clerk of an agency.
Yes.
In the Justice Department.
No, I went to the Department of Justice over it. Because like you said, what do? Well, you call their supervisor. You're under the impression that the first supervisor you talk to is going to fix your problem.
And again, this is because they didn't give you paperwork.
I'm not going to tell you what the thing was that they did.
Well, I can't have the discussion with you if I don't have information on it.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait for it then.
Then I'm not going to have this discussion with you. Because I have no way of giving you accurate information.
I don't know why you.
If I don't know what the situation is, because as you said earlier, law is complicated.
Just because you don't know the details of this doesn't mean that it can't happen. And
but the details are really important if I'm going to help you out.
Oh, come on. All right, buddy. You're I'm not here to argue with you. I'm really not.
And yet here we are.
No, actually I wasn't. I was on the same page with you. What I was saying was I, with you, believed that Chille was wrong, that they should not have been pressured. Nobody should have been pressured to go in that building and commit any kind of anything that could have been perceived as criminal. I was actually in the live at the time begging them not to make that mistake at the time.
I'll drink to that.
Okay? That's why I called you, to tell you that I actually watched that whole live.
Fair.
Okay? And I was on the same page with you in that there was no reason for Chille to have put himself in the position to believe that he needed to file any kind of slander suit, that they have every right to say they're angry with him. Okay? There's the details. You needed those details to be able to understand that. DMA has the right to be angry with him because what Chille told him to do was unnecessary, and all it did was caught him a charge. So DMA is saying things that are true in his personal opinion, in his belief of heart.
Fair.
So by law, there is no slander suit. Chille's full of shit.
I think we agree on that. I absolutely think we agree on that. I think we're getting caught up in the weeds, and once that investigation is concluded, if it concludes, I would love some updates on that situation so I can, because I mean, if you're right, let's say you're right, and there is some corruption, and yeah, I'll admit corruption happens.
Oh yeah, a lot of corruption.
I would love to take a look at it.
Sure, you can take a look at current corruption that I have exposed that is through all their investigation procedures when you go personally to my channel, okay, buddy?
Sure.
But you'll see. That's what I do. I'm an expose. I'm not just what I do on my channel. I expose corrupt agencies. That's what I do.
Fair. It was honestly, I had a really good time talking with you. I know we got a little heated, but I mean, who didn't expect that? I'd love updates on email, but I think I'm going to have to end the call here in the interest of time, if that's all right.
Me too. I actually have coronavirus right now, so I feel like shit too.
Yeah, I had that a little bit ago, and I understand. I probably shouldn't have you talking too much.
No, you're okay, man.
All right.
That was a good conversation.
It was a good conversation.
So, all right, man. Then to you guys, no offense. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate being able to not be collectively seen as the same people doing one stupid thing.
That's fair. I'll accept that.
I appreciate you gave me the opportunity to come on and explain that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Have a good one, bud.
Hey, take care. Get well.
I'm working on it. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Let's see if I'll tell you what, that went better than a lot of them. Did we get heated? Of course we got heated. And I'm not going to talk mad smack about him now that he's gone. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not... Look, now that he's not here to defend himself, that's not going to happen. And I know some people are going to complain, like, you were too nice. I just want a conversation, guys. This channel is very rarely about just bashing people to bash them. Sometimes you earn it. But I think he believes in what he's doing. I think that his belief, in my professional opinion and experience, is maybe has been misled, and maybe he has a legitimate claim regarding injustices against him. But I can't address that without a lot of information on it. Some of those claims did seem a little too good to be true, but if they're not, oh boy. This is a very similar thing. Tina Slay, and I'll get to your chat in the super chat. And you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me for all of that. It was a good time. Might have to do that more often. Tina, she came to me and she said, like, I have a problem, law enforcement, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I did go over the case. I went through the transcripts. I went through the photos. I went through all sorts of stuff. And I discussed it with her. And I said, here's what I think you have. Here's what I think that you think you have, but you don't have. I don't think she liked my answer as much as the answers she may have received from other people. But basically it came down to, it's about what you can prove, not what you know. And I think she has a lot of information that she or other people perhaps know, but proving it is going to be the challenge. And that, I presumably, not to throw, I'm not throwing Tina under the bus. Tina's great. I just try to be very realistic. But if our friend Safety has, if what he's saying is accurate, sounds like he's got something. But I don't know if it's accurate. All I have is his story, and I don't have much of his story. So let me read some of your super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Let me adjust my seat real quick. Some of my feet, gotta stretch out the old blood flow. Also, what are you all doing here? This is just a random stream because Chille was being dumb, and it just sort of became a thing. It was just delightful. It was good. It was good to be back on the saddle on this sort of thing. When I first started doing live streams, I did a couple of these, and I stopped doing it. And maybe I should keep going. I don't know. Tesla Bit, I don't know if I thanked you, but thank you so much. Says, just to make public safety mad. Great work, Blue Bacon. I don't think he's mad about donations. Maybe I could be wrong. Ice Blade, thanks so much. Says, have you seen the only man crazier than Chille, Alex Jones, realized in court today that he was actively committing perjury? Yes, I did see that video. And oh boy, his lawyer needs to take him aside and say, stop giving these long answers, you idiot. His lawyers, I assume his lawyers briefed him. I just think Alex Jones doesn't care. June to the point, thanks so much. Good to have you here. Says, yes, it is there. I just checked. That's a reference to my email on my channel. And then thanks for becoming a member. Scolger, thank you again. Says, to all frauditors, 99.99% of people don't care to exercise their right to film in public because it's creepy and makes people uncomfortable. That is fair. There is a lot of sort of back and forth, like, this is legal, this is illegal, this is right, this is wrong. And I try to stay away from that kind of topic and say, like, look, I'm not here to say what is right or is wrong necessarily. It's more what is illegal or is not. And that's a mentality I had, and I think a lot of law enforcement should have, which is, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. I don't want to be Judge Dredd, enforcing the rules how I want. That would be a huge problem. Because why do I have the authority to make up rules that, as opposed to the person elected in the position to do that, And on this channel, I try to be similar. It's not always perfect, which is, it may be wrong socially, but it doesn't mean it's illegal. And that's, I think, part of the anti-auditing community sometimes does, in fact, struggle with that concept. And I'm not saying they're wrong to struggle with it, because I completely understand. It's just like, just because you disagree with it, and maybe there's a very good reason for disagreeing with it, does not mean it's technically illegal. Not trying to call anybody out or anything like that. I completely understand. It's something that I have to, it's a mentality I have to maintain. That I have to, like, remind myself to maintain. Why I was still streaming. This is nuts. It was great. It was good, though. Paul Berry, did I already thank you? I don't know. But thank you. It says, this is YouTube law. Fair. Corrections 101, thanks for becoming a member. It's good to have you here, Corrections. John Coyote, thanks for becoming a member. It says, jumping to say hello. I hope y'all are staying safe and hydrated. Oh, sure am. This will not hydrate you. It will dehydrate you. Be safe out there. Apple juice, because the sugar. Dimension Lord, thanks so much, says you can't film in the Social Security office. Yeah, basically, so what I was trying to say, and I recognize that my counterpoint is not present to discourage me, is, look, the reason why it's likely that it'll be determined prohibitions on filming inside a Social Security office are reasonable, because it's a Social Security office, and there's a lot of very sort of intense personal information that might be out and about. And you don't want people filming in there. It just kind of makes sense. And again, Ward versus Rock Against Racism, it's such a good case to read, so relevant to this. It's about noise, but it is cited as an application to the First Amendment in general. So I know there are people who are like, oh, it doesn't count to filming because filming isn't speech. Well, it hasn't been interpreted since that ruling to, yes, it applies to the freedom of expression, which is part of the freedom of press. Now, the freedom of press, press is expression. And the reason why filming is part of the press is because to express your opinions on, news or information, you have to be able to gather it in a reasonable manner. So yes, filming is a function of freedom of expression. It falls under that blanket term. As far as, and a lot of people say, you're not press. I saw someone in the chat, not trying to call anyone out, it might have been you, Mark Jones, I don't know, said, it might not have been you, I'm sorry, said, filming with an iPhone, like you're not press if you're filming with an iPhone. Well, you're not news media necessarily, because news media generally implies that you are employed to do this sort of stuff. But to be a member of the press, and this is I forget what case summarizes it like this, but it's a summary of Irish American gay and lesbian bisexual group of Boston. Hurley versus Irish, or whatever. Hurley versus gay, lesbian, bisexual group of Boston, something. I'm close. I don't have it perfect. Which essentially has been summarized in case law since to be a member of the press, you need a message to deliver to an audience and an audience to receive that message. And there is more to that. It does get more complicated when we break down what is a message that is considered newsworthy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, First Amendment auditors can certainly be considered members of the press, but it is not a guarantee because you do factor in newsworthiness. Just because you're a member of the press does not give you access to areas that would generally be off limits to the public, et cetera, et cetera. A camera is not the only way to gather information, and if it's reasonable to restrict cameras in favor of other news gathering methods, for example, in courtrooms, you have the crimes, or not the crime scene sketch, the courtroom sketch, which you see, for example, the Maxwell trial, that sort of thing. It is a lot of stuff. I do encounter a lot of people that tend to disagree with that in the auditing community, and unfortunately, look, blame the Supreme Court, not me. What else do we have? Peter, again, thanks so much, says, you have and this is for you, Peter, and for anyone else who donated 20 or around there. So you have the right to protest in public holding a sign, right? A Social Security office is public, but you absolutely may not picket inside a Social Security office. Reasonable restrictions. Thank you. Reasonable restrictions. Yes. And that's where we get into the public fora doctrine, where, yes, outside on a sidewalk, that would be a traditional public forum, and that has a lot of elements that have to be met for that restriction to be reasonable. It has to be content neutral. It has to serve a significant government interest, and it has to leave open ample alternative methods for communicating your speech. But inside a Social Security office, it's going to be a non-public forum, so it just basically has to be reasonable. It doesn't need all of that. If you say, well, I can film on a sidewalk, therefore I can film in a Social Security office, you are wrong. You are ignoring very, very relevant case law. And I get it. It's hard to come to this channel and be like, oh, but my views for this thing that I've had for years, like I can't just throw them away. I understand that. Don't get me wrong. Like that's just standard stuff. But I do hope it starts the seed of contemplation, of thinking, wait a second, maybe I should look down this path, which I avoided before because I didn't like what it had to say. Honestly, I commend Safety, whose channel name I've forgotten. I'm so sorry. I commend him for coming up here and being like, I'm going to discuss this. Like that takes some balls, you know? We had a good time. Commendable. We are all, folks, I know people are like, you're being too nice. I don't know if any of you are doing that. I assume, get that message at some point because it always happens. We're human beings, people. We can't only look at each other based on our differences. We have to also be like, what do we have in common as well? You have to look at both sides. Otherwise, it's not going to end. You're just going to get bitter, and old, and angry. It helps. It helps me, anyway. All right, thank you. This one's also for you. Where's the apple juice? Says, all right, I don't know if I already said that because I'm on my tangents. Hepster, thank you for subscribing. Cialis, thank you for subscribing. Paul Berry, thank you so much. Says, photography and video recording are prohibited in federal space without the permission of the tenant agency. in parts of a federal property that have a tenant agency inside it, yes. It is more complicated than that, but in this case, in a Social Security office, almost certainly it's not, because security regulations and procedures, et cetera, still apply. Social Security office, they definitely have those rules and procedures, and if they tell you that those rules and procedures are in place, and I think safety agrees with me on this, you shouldn't continue to try to test them. What you can do, you can say, you can file that lawsuit and be like, well, they restricted my First Amendment right. Now they have to prove that that existed at the time that I was there. And if they can't do it, congratulations. You win. But unfortunately for the auditing community, that I don't believe they've really won much on that front. Not that they haven't won at all, but I don't think they're going to win that in a Social Security office. There are places where they have won, and good for them. But there are also activities that some of the auditors do that restrict the activities that they can continue to do by various things. It's some are better than others at affecting the change they want. I do love the auditing community is starting to be like, wait a second, this Chille guy is nuts. Love it. It's nice to see them get one right. It's nice. And some of them get a lot right. Who's the one I usually cite? Is it News Now? Not Patrick. News Now Dallas? Someone in Texas? I don't know. There's old videos of mine. I found this auditor, who was really good. And he sought out some complicated situations and did a pretty great job. And I was like, respect, dude. Like, there's so many of these auditors who are like I'll say it. Our boy, who was it? James Freeman. He's a character, not terribly good at law. Statistically, just not terribly. Him and who's the other one? Johnny Five-0. What is he doing these days? I don't even know. Anyway, more rambling. Nancy Hollier says, Blvd lots of apple juice for this guy. I saw that one when you typed it. I might have pointed at it because I have this now. I can be like, haha. I do love having this. I'm going to see if I can change the colors, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Jack, thank you so much, says, we need to stop the Rogue Hulk Cup. Fair. And James, thank you for subscribing. Hi, chat. How are you guys doing? What's up? We should probably be ending this soon. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Why are we here? How has this gone on this long? I didn't want to go on for very long. I was like, I'm just going to do this quick thing, and then I'm going to go so that Team Skeptic gets whatever. I'm going to try and pull from him. I'm sorry, Team Skeptic. I know you went live. Maybe right after I did. I'll beat you to it, maybe? I don't know. But then we had a delightful conversation. So. Lady Dragon's Blood said Nasty Nathaniel did great audits of Scientology. Then he met Furry, went downhill. Yeah, so I actually audited the Seattle Scientology building with Nasty Nathaniel. I probably still have that footage somewhere. I don't think I ever did anything with it. But I am in his video with like all my camera gear because I'm like, I'm gonna make it obvious. I'm gonna just like, I'm not going in. I'm gonna stay on the sidewalk because I know what I'm doing. And he's like, I'm gonna be in Seattle. Can you come along? Because I had talked to him. We had gotten along reasonably well. And like, can you come along and make sure I don't do anything stupid, and then like we can discuss it while it's happening, what to do or not to do. And that way, if things do go wrong and the police are wrong, you're there, and you can address it appropriately. And then nothing went wrong. It was very interesting. Scientology, my God, like I would love to address some of the weirdness with them, but like I also don't want to be a target of Scientology because oh my God. So I have a lot of experience in surveillance and counter-surveillance. So does Scientology. My goodness, do they have an operation going on the surveillance and counter-surveillance front? It was impressive. I haven't like dealt with it on a large scale before. This was the largest counter-surveillance operation I'd ever seen, certainly directed at me. And it was like a few people, but it was they knew what they were doing. They were good at it. They had definitely had instructions at some point on how to do it. And if you know what to look for, like I want to go back and be like, all right, so you see this, you see that, you see this. But I also don't want to be on their radar. But it was nuts. And I did love his Audit Scientology. And if you like those videos from Nasty Nathaniel, there's a guy, he had a series of videos of him like addressing the Scientology stuff. And at the end, he got a giant projector and projected sucks on Scientology buildings in, I think, Los Angeles. So it said Scientology sucks because that was the religion he was starting. And that, let me tell you, that is a fun little rabbit hole. But yeah, so Nasty Nathaniel went downhill, and now he doesn't come on my channel anymore or talk to me. And that happened when he decided, despite our many conversations on the topic, to go film a restricted military installation, or at least a military installation. I don't know, restricted, but it was basically a big middle finger. It was like a slap on the face to me, like, how dare you disrespect me like that? I talked to him about how he could accomplish everything that he wanted to accomplish without breaking the law, which was, you want to point a camera at the gate? Fine, don't turn it on. My recommendation was, if you're going to do it, I mean, I'm not recommending this. I'm saying if you are going to do it, if you want to do it with the minimal law-breaking whatever, you point a DSLR at the gate, do not turn it on and have a GoPro facing you. You'll still get content, but you won't be violating 18 U.S.C. 795. And then he didn't do that. And then I called him out, and he was in my chat, and I was like, bro, why? And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, don't apologize to me. Go apologize to the people that you were harassing at that installation. You think they don't have it tough enough already? Come on, guy. You're going to disrespect me like that? You better start with them, and then you can come crawling back to me. I didn't say that, but he never came crawling back. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, but yeah, let's go. Is Team Skeptics still going? Go check him out. Jehovah's Witness. Oh. That must have been interesting. They don't knock on my door. I kind of want them to. We could have a conversation. I haven't interacted with them before. But, like, if I interact with them again, I do want to get a copy of the book and be like, all right, let me read it. But, yeah. But, hey, it's getting late. I'm going to let you guys go. It has been, what a stream. What even was this? Like, how did this happen? How are we still here? Thank you all for being here. It's Wednesday. What is this? We're still doing Friday. Don't worry. We're still doing Friday. I'm shocked that you all came in these numbers for this long. Oh, Team Skeptic ended an hour ago. I don't know. I suppose. I suppose. Yeah. He ended a while ago. Well, I guess I don't have to go. Is it a year or is it 6 months? I might think of a different thing for 18 USC 795. That's a whole thing. Speaking of that, back when I started this channel, my channel basically started because I was sick of correcting people. I was like, I'm just going to make a video and direct them to it. And then here we are. What happened? Thank you for getting me to this point. But when I was dealing with that, about like your right to film and not film, whatever, I was talking about 18 U.S.C. 795, which is prohibition on filming and sketching and creating diagrams of military installations that are restricted, or secret, top secret, confidential, or restricted. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it. Merp 34th Street decided to challenge me on that and lost. So it's really fun seeing him back in the saddle, addressing Chille stuff, because it's not like he's not fun to watch. It's just like we have some history. Yeah. If you guys are just coming over here from Team, well, no, because he ended an hour ago. It's fine. It's fine. Am I going to cover the DMA audit? I'm probably not. I have so many other like fun things I want to cover. Like today, I released a video on the whole Russian like war crime thing, and I really liked making that video. I don't think it's what you all really want, but I have a lot of like little offshoots like that I kind of want to put out just for funsies. But if you want to watch it, it's a 6-minute video. It's fine. Let's watch it right now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. I had a yeah, Russia. Would you mind actually reading the Geneva Convention? That's so great. Anyway, so should I get going? I don't. Do I have anything? I have things to do today, but I do like hanging out with you guys. Oh, Jesse, what was your question for the video? Well, the last thing, unless someone else says something I want to address. Jesse, what was your question? Oh, Mark is a good one. It's a fun one. It's silly. It's also a very serious topic, but you know, I had fun with it. Jessa, what's the question? Has Ding Dong Siri released anything lately? I don't know that he has. He certainly should be laying low. Kermit? Hey, Kermit, you want to come out? Kermit? I'm sleeping. Oh, nice. Sorry, Kermit's sleeping. Fortunately. You sure? Yeah, just get out of here. All right, cool. It's fine. Oh, Jazz, yes. No, I answered that. It says, isn't the Red Cross banned in media because, like, video games use it? So the Red Cross will contact video games and say, stop it. So, yes, it actually is banned with the Geneva Convention. And under United States law. United States actually implemented a law saying you can't do it. Now, you could counter-argue and say, well, actually, you know, freedom of expression, fair use, a lot of things. You could say a lot of things. You could challenge this under, you know, the First Amendment. You certainly could. I don't think anyone has, and I think it's a lot easier to just, like, change the symbol than it is to be like, nope, we must use it. So, yeah, if generally a red cross on a white background is not okay. If you know, dark green cross on a lighter green background, you might see that kind of thing. But, Mark Jones, it was your comment, but you can't blame me. I can blame you for anything. That's right. Melodica. Oh, it's too far to reach. Oh, no, it's not. I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you a little. Scared your cat? I can stop. That's all you're getting. Yeah. The Swiss are allowed to use it because they've been using it for a while. For the Geneva Convention, so it's allowed. Is it legal to use someone else's number for your contact number? It can be. Depends on the intent and the manner in which it is used. There you go. There's like a Faith No More doing Midnight Cowboy. Oh. Just know your dog. I'm so sorry. All right. Yeah, there's enough of that. All right. I'm going to go. Singing handlebars. Sorry, I'm just finishing up the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys be great. I'll see you hopefully Friday. If you want to tune into the stream, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe we'll do some like audit first minute. I found some nice documents, like sovereign citizen documents, or just like I can be. Oh, the sass. Oh, the sass. Or we can just watch Taser videos. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you want for Friday's stream, because you all made it this far or popped in at the right time. I don't know. And, yeah, it's late. It is late. So, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys are the best. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Why do you come here for me? I don't understand it. I love it. I don't understand it. And I love you guys. I love you. Say it back. I'm just kidding. Go say it back. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm being stupid. I'm tired. So, ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, be good. Stay safe. I could do a gaming stream. Not even on Friday. That's a good idea. Okay, well, hold on. I do love me some Minecraft. I kind of would love to do Minecraft. Maybe with you guys. I don't know. All right, sorry, I gotta go. Comments, not the live chat, the comments. Because you keep it in the live chat, I'm not gonna go away. Put in the comments section of this video down below. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. All right, I'm out of here. Until next time, be good. Oh, Peter, you son of a... I'm trying to get out of here, but you, yeah, you're correct, Peter. What was I thinking? Someone said it, and I didn't even think about it. Yep, Peter, you're right. It is a white cross and red background, not the other way around. All right, until the next time, be good. Stay time.